Because last week, as you all made your way through the dungeon from the south to the north, a few creepypasta rooms were seen, a nice archway to restored magic, and Courtney, here's the thing. I tip my hat to the team because these magical archways, I'm actually going to put a mini in there just so you can see it. In this area, down here, I'll use Bellamy. There were two, and after a lot of messing around, it looked as though these could restore health and magic. So,
Ooh.
ultimately, Bellamy said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. Because everyone's pretty much said Bellamy would, Courtney would do it. So you'll notice, like, your spell slots have been restored. You'd only burnt, like, 2 of them. The purple one gave back 2 spell slots, which restored your missing spells. The green one restored health. However, there was a quote regarding how one would grant wisdom while other would remove the burden of wisdom. When you walk through the one that gave knowledge, that restored your magic point, it turns you really, really old very, very quick. I did make a point to say that Bellamy, being a charisma-based bardic monster, aged gracefully in those brief moments before you reverted back to how you were. When you stepped through the other portal, it was the opposite. You went young, and I was mean. When Bellamy was in her teens, she had an acne phase, so you know. Everyone got to see that. It was fun.
Love it.
Regressed all
Love
the way
it.
to baby before, bam, back to normie. And yeah, I had to throw it in. It was a little fun that way.
10 out of 10.
The group consensus was we would see Bellamy going through the archway. There's no way she's not gonna, so that's what happened. I think...
Oh, absolutely.
Then after that, we said, yeah, Nimbar would probably do the same. We said he wouldn't risk it first, but after Bellamy basically danced through, I don't know if we put Nimbar through. I honestly can't remember. I think...
Considering my 9th level spell slot has been restored, I assumed you did. Which is fair, because Nimbar would have.
Oh, dang, Dean. That's quite the book collection in general.
All the way from Scotland.
Nice. You actually run it over.
That's like half of your moving fees for the weight of those books.
Yeah, I sold a bunch of like my PS1 collection because I was just going to go emulation. So I was able to pay for my my moving stuff with that.
Oh, I forgot to also say, if any of you guys get the chance, read the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks.
Night Angel trilogy.
Yeah. He also has another series called The Lightbringer, which is just as fantastic. However, it is one of those ones that gets better every time you read it.
I've seen this cover. I've seen this cover, the one with the hooded guy.
It's fantastic.
I've seen this on the shelves at bookstores a million times, never knowing what it is. Right?
It is fantastic. That's my favorite series.
All right. Well, if I see it again, I don't know if it's still on shelves or not because I remember it's been years of seeing that. Right? I might pick it up and check it out.
I do believe it is, but I could be wrong because it's been a little bit.
Alrighty. So, picking up where we left off, as the group is all now together again. Let me see. Do I have everyone on here? I got both Isaacs, Bellamy. I got Flux. Flux and Lulu. Yep. Everyone's here. Good. The whole team's together. Sweet. I didn't miss nobody. Doing good. Which way? Which way?
Whatever happened with the violin player?
He whooped his ass.
You're holding it.
Violin.
Oh, I took his violin?
That's basically what we all agreed would happen as well.
Yes! That's what I was hoping for.
The violin is made of beautiful wood and is exquisite in design. You've only heard of such incredible instruments. The bow for the violin is a rather intriguing weapon. It's a rapier on the edge, mixed with the string. so you can play the violin or strike with the blade of a rapier on your enemy. The rapier, without being attuned to it or the violin, functions as a +3 rapier presently.
Ooh.
And that's without that's without attunement.
That is without attunement. It just functions as a +3 blade. Any blade that has any form of
Yeah.
pluses, you just get the pluses if they're
Yeah.
magical and you're not attuned. So you know it's at least a +3 weapon.
Well, that's cool.
Okay.
Thinking over the stuff. Who hasn't had the opportunity to lead the party through the maze thus far? Jillian took command at the end of last week's game.
I take command far too often. Sorry, guys.
And unfortunately for Jillian, she said something last week that gave a predictor for how this week's game was going to go, but I'm not saying anymore because that would be spoilers.
I'll lead the party.
I picked a couple of directions last time. I think I kept saying right. It's the one track mind. Yep, right. We'll go right.
That seems right.
We end up going in a loop.
I would suggest using not Nimbar, because the reality of the situation is you're going to be choosing where they're going now, Courtney, but in character it's like everyone's peering around the corner while one of the mages is casting bonfire and the other one's sending their dude back and forth, so you get a free view of anything you go to look at. You know what I mean? So, but to make life easier on all of you as usual, don't worry too much about keeping your minis up until the gap gets pretty big. I'll move them forward as you go, as always. So, Courtney, you're in the driver's seat.
Okay. Where did we come from?
Down this way is where you came from. I'll grab your mini for a moment, and I'll just run it this way so you can fill out a little more of the map. The other players are going to have a bigger map because it was showing this way, and etc., but that's the direction you came from. Oops.
Okay. Let's go up here. Are you gonna move, buddy? There you go.
As you make your way up and around, peering to the north, you come across a small corner which houses what appears to be a bonfire, except it's not burning, just the embers still eternally glowing, set inside this tall brazier sitting upon the ground, 10-foot circular across. It sits on top of a large stone pedestal, but again, thanks to the, 10 foot of ice underneath your butt, this brings it pretty much level with you. Interestingly, the sticks and ember inside, at a glance, appear to have solidified and calcified and oxified and olicified and turned to crap over the years. But they still burn and glow with an ethereal sort of warmth. Within range of this, so now to about this zone, you wouldn't need any form of bonfire in this area here. The warmth permeating through the walls and creating some small modicum of comfort.
Nice.
Or so we believe.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
The last time I trusted something, I got hypothermia and almost died.
Lulu nods, not new lods. Oh my god. Lulu nods enthusiastically. Right, you're probably right on this one.
Anyone want to do anything with it?
Detect magic. Just because.
Oh, your magic staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I was thinking Kieran's like, should I cast it? And it's like, you can just do that for free, Alan.
Yeah.
You even gave him that item, Alan. Pay attention, Alan.
That is the thing with like having this or having like one of the few like feats that like gives you an infinite detect magic is suddenly it's just like anytime anything happens, well, I'm gonna detect magic.
Oh, definitely. Especially in the high level play, it's almost assumed that things like that can happen regularly, and you gotta be good for them, because if you look at it and I'm like, yeah, it radiates with power, and you're like, how much? A lot. What type? I don't know, okay? It's, though, fortunately, I do know exactly the type of magic, and it's a good one. Yeah. No, it's evocation magic. I have me a little bit of fun. But definitely
what is it? I have a name and it's a good one. What's that from? Like...
Oh, Mulan.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And technically Dusty really early on in the campaign before Flux grabbed him on the shoulder and she's like, no, I need your actual name. And he's like, almost moved to tears and he goes, you still have to make one up though. He's like, Full Dust Stern Spear, shit. That was one of the soldiers. Oh well, that plot point will never come up in the rest of the story. DM just evilly cackles at the time. But no, it does radiate little more than evocation magic on there.
Seems straightforward enough, and evocation makes it a lot less likely that this is some sort of deception. Not impossible, mind you, but less likely.
Now, I will say most evocation magic would fall into the realms of, like, continual flame.
Yeah.
Or, well, this one's way old, eternal flame, which is sort of an alteration spell as well, which could be seen here. However, not very strong. That's the back magic. It's mostly evocation on this one. Which would explain why there's only a small bit of heat coming from it. It's mostly light. It's mostly the bright that's coming from this, at least at a glance, using magical vision. Those would be the two major schools. Well, major and one very minor school. A nice combo spell to provide heat and light. But maybe at one point in time this was a magical brazier with a gigantic bursting flame on top, held by these magics. But after 1,000 years, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, let's see here. Make sure I've got...
And unfortunately, only you, because, well, nobody else has
I can
magic
see it.
vision at the moment, so you know.
A little bit of a normal roll. I rolled a 2.
With a 19 on your Arcana check, frig sakes, high-level players, you can tell that the power is slowly seeping away, that it's losing this magical effect over time. Unlike much of the other spells that are so very permanent and so powerful, this one seems a bit more basic. But
makes sense.
Beyond knowing that it gives off light and the tiniest bit of heat, that's all you can get out of that detect magic usage.
Alright. Well, it makes sense that it would be wearing out if it's been nobody to maintain it for so long, presumably. Nothing lasts forever. Well,
Alright then. Onward and forward?
yeah, onward and forward seems to be the plan. Although this is a nice spot, potentially, in the future for a rest if we have to. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lulu sort of marches past, though she's flying to help Flux get along, marches past you with a smirk like, oh, well, I don't know about you, but I intend to live forever. Oh, yes.
Aren't you the only one here who's immortal?
Lulu nods a few times. Yeah, I mean that sword. Everyone's like, yeah, that evil sword. But Lulu's like, no, she was talking about the sword of Zariel that's broken.
Or Honeysick.
And as the party creeps their way around this next corner to the west, as led by Bellamy's charge, you notice a large pedestal sitting above the ice. Again, similar to the one with the fire, where there was concrete below it, lifting it up to make it stand. However, this has nothing atop it, just stone. Furthermore, you can see a statue in the corner of this room. Beautiful in its design and frozen from the waist down, it appears to be of a child of all things, except very large, holding a water jug in one hand and the other empty. Though, child would be lightly used as a word. Cherubim would probably be the more accurate description. Angelic in its stylized design. Very, very much so artistic in capacity. Dean, your character, Alec, probably rubbing his chin like, is this another one turned to stone? Oh no, this one's a carving. Really good one, too. To give that free pass. Now, if you would all be so kind, however, and to put your minis in this area for me.
Okay.
Whereabouts you be as you all explore.
That's always a cause for concern when the DM's like, hey, where are y'all standing right now?
Actually, I will try and save a little time as well with Bellamy, I am going to shoot you through walls to save you time, to get you a little easier in there. Same with
Whee!
Flux's, so it's
Thank
magical.
you.
I can only break so much of the rules, though, because otherwise you'll see through the walls, and that's always dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'll grab Flux to do the same.
Oh man, I'm gonna be. I will say, like Alan. By the way, I have a newfound respect for you, having been doing maps. Yeah, doing maps lately in Foundry, and I'm like, oh man, walling and lining grids up, and like, lining grids up can be such a pain in the ass if your map isn't like perfectly, like, you know what I mean.
Once you get handy at it, the easiest thing I find to do is to open the configure menu. Oh, mine won't open right now. I'm gonna have to F5. Open the configure menu, then open the scaling menu, and then play with your scaling until you get it right, and have your grid be like red.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna F5 here.
Something I'm actually considering experimenting with, just because I want to see how it plays, though, is doing gridless and using like the ruler tool, because I found an add-on that makes it really easy to measure like the movement that way.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, how would this play? I'm curious to see how this would work, like in D&D. So I kind of want to try it out and get a feel for it.
It'd
Right?
pretty much be Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like it's very similar to that kind of thing. Like having, but you don't have to pull out a ruler and bend over the table and put it down, and you know what I mean.
No,
Like,
thanks to this here wonderful tool, not at all.
Foundry's wonderful though. I'm having it's definitely like now that I've gotten like I'm getting used to using tiles and like doing all that kind of stuff. I'm building out scenes really quickly, like compared to like when I started with it. So
It's very handy for that stuff.
Hmm.
And you can find some nice tools online for this. Unfortunately, I've used a not quite so legal one as I found out, and it wrecked my last map. But we So then, now that I've got you all, I paused the game because I F5. So then, now that I've got you all in position in this room, as you
I don't
all...
see Bella.
Oh, that work? I gave your character a shift here. I'm just moving your mini.
Oh, okay.
Because you said you couldn't see yourself, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If you have the manifest mind selected, or the not nimber as it's called, press escape.
Oh. Because you won't see this zone down here. So, as you all creep around, the wizard's staying back and rubbing their chin. What's everyone thinking in this room? What y'all doing?
Well, I imagine I would be looking at the statue if I was able to identify it as a carving.
Yep, definitely a carving. It's just the design of it is a little more rudimentary than compared to others. It doesn't have that glistening, perfect design. Something more like an apprentice artisan might have created. Though in and of itself, a beautiful statue, incredibly well designed. It's one of those things where a broken clock's right twice a day. Someone produced a masterpiece out of sheer luck, possibly, compared to some of the other statues that have been seen in this garden.
Isaac, do you want to go up and see if there's any magic anywhere?
sure. I'll detect magic and I'll take a look at the our two things here.
Yep, just make sure to move your minis and keep an eye on which one first.
Alright, I'm gonna
And
take a squeeze around. Sorry, Lulu. I'm gonna step by you.
Lulu
Take a look at this one.
It's okay, we're not in combat phase, so we can occupy the same space for a minute. Oh.
Also, I'll take a look at this one, I guess, first.
It radiates with magical capacity, each one of the knots representing a different school of magic, in fact, swirling and pooling around each other. You're not exactly sure what exactly that stand there would be for, but it was definitely something magical, as it still radiates raw power. No specific school, as it seems to share all schools.
Can I attempt to like take a look at it to just understand? Like, can I, I guess, try to analyze it?
Short of an identify spell, you're not going to be able to find out much on this one.
All right. So.
Can I climb on it?
That might not be a good idea.
But yes, Bellamy could very well climb on that one.
Bellamy asks the question as she does it.
Yeah.
Master, do you want to identify that while I take a look at the other? Okay, Bellamy. I
want to stand on it and strike a pose.
Bellamy, that could be incredibly dangerous. Just so you know, I'm gonna take a look at the other statue while Nimbar sets to work identifying.
So
I'm gonna start casting Identify on this.
Takes a few steps forward. Nimbar puts a hand on. Isaac books it to the other statue. As Bellamy walks forward on it, climbing up to get towards the center pedestal. She stands there, strikes a pose, and she's like, hey, this ain't that bad. And at that moment, this big large square, and I'm going to just take advantage of my capacity to place a token anywhere. The exact diamond square around you, the hexagon, octagon. Jesus, I can't count. Shoots up a beam of light, entirely encompassing Bellamy. At that exact moment as well, Isaac's looking onto the statue. You can see inside of it, something magical radiates inside the stonework.
Oh, the statue's definitely magic. Look over, what the hell, Bellamy?
I did a thing!
Yes, I warned you against doing things, Bellamy!
Look at me glow.
Beyond the strange blue glow, however, there doesn't seem to be any other effect outside of that beam shooting straight up to the ceiling.
While I'm standing and posing and generally just being an idiot, can I cast Identify?
It is presently being casted by Nimbar, however, Identify...
Oh, okay.
What's the length on that one, Nimbar?
1 minute for regular casting time, so 11 minutes.
Alrighty. And you started casting that one about 2 minutes ago, and according to the game clock, it's 2:18 in the morning. You're getting very close to that. So, at 2:25, your spell would be done, I would say.
Where is the game clock?
If you go to your character the picture icon, and then right underneath the ruler, there's a little box that looks like a calendar.
Right.
That's it. You do have to click it, though, to get it to reflect the update in the seconds. It's kind of like checking your watch, except the second you're looking at it, it doesn't pay attention. So it's a little tricky. Basically, it needs a game refresh. The other clock doesn't work anymore. It's in between versions. They're going to fix it.
Yeah, okay. So you said there was magic on this statue as well?
Inside,
yes, there's the statue. Yeah, there's a magic inside the statue.
So not the statue itself, but something in the statue.
Yep, it would appear that way.
It's not. It's flowing from within. It's not the surface of the statue itself.
Actually, you know what's perfect? Nimbar, where your mouse is, don't move, is directly on the statue like a little red dot. That is essentially what he's seeing. There's something in there. If you look from top view, you'd see that little red dot. Looking from the front, it's like a straight line of magic, you know?
Yeah, I'll point out exactly like kind of the positioning of it for, you know what I mean, everybody kind of gesturing with my staff, right? Like, you know, here and
I imagine putting the statue on the pedestal will interact with that in some way.
Very possible.
Maybe it'll...
Now, is the statue above or is it encased in ice?
Up to its waist in ice.
Up to its waist.
Maybe it'll shine a light on things.
It is too early, Dean.
Never too early for puns. Alright,
Well,
I'm... Go ahead.
Sorry, you can go.
I was just gonna say, well, we could, like, chip this out of the ice and put it on the pedestal. Seems like we can make a start, because you'll finish that spell before we get anywhere close to that, I imagine.
Yeah.
And Bellamy presently is standing on top with the lights all around her.
Yeah, I also just want to cast minor illusion to make more colorful lights and like maybe like some sparkles, and I'm just gonna like have a little dance party.
No problem. Bellamy rocking it out on stage to the point that even the little Schwinga sitting on Isaac's shoulder starts clapping, dancing back
Awesome.
and forth happily.
Oh yeah.
And so digging through the ice doesn't cause the thing to scream. It's only some of the walls where the roots are.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So what the copy nimber is going to do is use bonfire to kind of heat up the thing, and then he's going to cast shocking grasp, but switch it from lightning to fire. So he keeps like putting a flaming touch to the ground, trying to kind of melt it.
Won't take too long to burn through using that sort of method.
Oh. So you are thinking that maybe the statue is the key to the pedestal?
It's very possible, but like Dean makes a good point. We might as well start this now. Well, the copy says this as he reads. Well, I identify, so that way if we determine that's going to be our course of action, we can do that.
Fair enough.
I learned this work song from a bunch of dwarves guys. That'll help us with our digging. Hi ho!
Well, in the few seconds it takes to cast the spell a couple times, you'd be able to clear out the statue.
Is it attached in any way, or can our Alec will do his best, but I assume Flux will do the lifting.
And it's incredibly huge, I should point out. Like, it's one thing to be able to lift it, but this is basically it's a large creature statue, you know what I mean? So.
Well,
why don't we enlarge?
Well, I could always use my. I could always use telekinesis.
Can
telekinesis lift that much?
With someone trying to lift it, can we get a rough estimate of weight?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Well, it's a large creature. A large creature would weigh somewhere between 500 pounds to 2 tons, depending on the actual creature in question.
Yeah.
It's made entirely out of granite. And instead of flesh, that weight will increase drastically above that. Because a lot of spells like Levitate, for example, has a 500-pound hard limit. Let me see here.
Oh, this is the funny thing, is because telekinesis is like you can move a huge or smaller creature, but with an object it limits it to 1,000 pounds. So it's kind of funny in the way that works.
Well, a 70-inch statue would weigh 900 pounds, a marble statue. Like David, for example, I think the 40-inch version is 225 pounds as a reference. And this being large would put it considerably above that, because you don't get things that big that often.
Okay.
As much as I love it when the party gets to flex their muscle.
Yep, nope, that's reasonable. There's a reason why spells have limitations, right? Is because
like I get this is the moment where Flux would have to actually do some math with her strength to see if she can lift it. I'm not sure what the upper bounds of a 25 strength are. She might be able to deadlift it though. In all honesty, let me see here.
If not, we could all chip in and kind of lift it together.
You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carry capacity, 30 times your strength score. And yeah, jumping it together might work. Let me see here, 25 by 30. Flux is still limited to 750 pounds. As impressive as that is, that she can just deadlift over her head.
So, for the record, it is now 225.
Yep. And as you finish examining that spell, you come to realize that the panel that she's presently standing on top of is a control mechanism for the ceiling.
Oh.
So, like, it can get rid of the ceiling, or?
In fact, given the path that has presently been activated by Bellamy, it will get rid of the ceiling. At this point, the moment she steps off.
She's just like holding the button down.
Interesting. Bellamy, do you want to hop down for me for a moment, please?
Aw, dance party over.
And as Bellamy hops off, the lights entirely go out, the runes die off, and the beam of light continues, rising upward as it disappears, into the ceiling. Everyone go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure can do. Should I roll for my Simeon?
Everybody.
Alright.
Everybody. I'll even give one for Lulu. I mean, come on, it's Lulu. She's getting low level compared to the lot of you.
Getting?
Ooh, I rolled a 13. That's 17 for Lulu's perception.
Mine is showing a 19, but it's actually a 24 because of the reliable talent.
Yep.
Oh man. Is that something all rogues get, or is that a subclass feature?
All rogues.
Yep.
Wow.
Rogues are always the skill monsters, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
remember 3.5, it's like, I get 27 skill points to level up. The rogue's like, I get 150? Up yours. Well, I mean, those aren't real numbers, but it felt like that. As any of you with a perception check above 15 will notice, as you look up towards the ceiling, you appear to see what looks like almost like constellations, as white lines form between the stars above your head. Directly above Flux's head, in fact. And Isaac, you will note at that point, for Kieran on this one, that the Schwinga on your shoulder looks up, leans in, gives you a kiss on the cheek of all things, jumps and boots her out of the room, and is gone.
Uh-oh.
Well, goodbye, little friend.
Anyone else worried?
Well, I mean, I'm always worried down here. Do you mean more worried than I'm usually worried, or just, like, current level worried? Nah. Sure, it's fine.
He says, as you hear a cracking above your head.
We're probably just going to get buried in a horrendous avalanche of snow, so that's,
Sure.
it's pretty much, probably going to be fine.
Do we want to not be in this part of the hallway right now?
I mean, if the ceiling's cracking across the whole maze, being in the hall is, that's all one big hall.
I'll back up for a minute. Let's see if we can turn it back on. Because I didn't think about the snow.
Okay.
I was dumb.
As Bellamy gives a shrug and hops back on, like, yeah, I got you. Because, I mean, I heard a response. He's like, can you hop back up? Courtney's like, oh, yeah. Bellamy hops back up, however, to no effect. It would appear that whatever powers were granting this rock its strength have been switched off and can't be reactivated here. At that exact moment, you hear a cracking sound above your heads as the lines grow wider between the stars.
What about Liamon's tiny hut? We'd be stuck underneath snow, but at least we'd be alive for 8 hours and then have that time to figure out what to do next.
But, well, I guess...
Can we start trying to move this
Probably not
statue to the
prepared.
pedestal? See if the spark of magic will
Yeah,
fix the ceiling.
let's try to move that real quick.
Heave.
What do we got?
Before we do that, I'm gonna do a real quick death ward on myself.
Oh, that's good.
Also, is it a constellation that's being lit up, or is it just random lines?
Well, it's 10 foot above your head in the present area, and it appears to be almost random lines of light breaking through the light above. Do you go a little closer and take a closer look? You have to find some way to climb a wall, mind you.
Nope. I do not. I'm just gonna help move this statue and mind my business.
Is the temperature changing?
In the room? It's still
Yeah.
cold.
Is it getting colder?
At the moment, it's hard to tell. But those lines across the ceiling are continually growing and stretching. The DM points at the game clock.
I'd like to. Can I? Well, I guess that's yeah. I was gonna say like, because if we're that, I can only ready a action for like a 6-second span, right? Like, because there's something
Well,
I want to.
Keep in mind, readying an action is a combat-only thing.
Yeah. Well, more just kind of like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There's just something I wanted to try and do as a response if I saw the ceiling break.
At which point it falls.
But it's not a
into
reaction,
rolls and
it's an
bonus
action.
actions
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fair. We'd have to go.
Alright,
into
so
before I could do anything like that. Yeah.
Where are we moving the statue to?
The pedestal.
So, this bit right here is the statue.
Yep.
And I can't get it to click. And then the pedestal is where we're all standing.
Yeah.
This is the pedestal.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I know my carrying capacity is, or my strength capacity is limited, but I'll try pulling on it, tie a rope around it, and pull.
With the athletics check, you can try and drag it free.
Alec is helping. He's trained in athletics.
Oh.
Alrighty, so roll with advantage on that one, Flux. As you
Can I
pull up
guide
on
her
the
as well?
statue. Can you guide before you help? Like it's guide and it affects something in the future, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If you want, you can guidance and I can help because I have athletics as well.
Either or.
I have half athletics.
I think well, whoever does it, we're going to get the bonuses. Oh no! Was that Snake Eyes?
That
was two ones.
Yeah.
That was 2 ones. I'm not even gonna bother rolling the d4. I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
That was a thing that happened.
Yep. The odds aren't very high of that happening, like 1 in 400 or something, but ouch, that's rough. My condolences. That's the worst. But as Flux pulls back on the rope, giving it what she's got, unfortunately the statue barely heaves and moves, requiring an incredible volume of strength due to the sheer weight of it. Flux has a determined look on her face probably, however, because you know you can just keep trying on those athletics checks thinking, oh yeah, we can get this, as you double up on the rope a second time. However, it's at that moment, unfortunately, that the ceiling finally gives way, and you notice it collapses, coming down atop all of you, one exceedingly large chunk, as the lines that were forming above your heads were cracks in its design. A square that I am now putting straight down. Oops, my bad, wrong way. Of the ceiling is in free fall above your heads.
Oh. I grab Lulu and try to cover her.
Lulu, who's directly beside Flux, is probably hiding under her at the moment, so that's no trouble. No!
Am I able to take an action, or is this like a...
The ceiling's falling on your head. Depends what you want to do.
Yeah. I wanted to cast a spell, but I don't know if I have the time to.
Can I try and like dive like half? I don't know, like is the pedestal, does it have like a lip? Can I like dive under?
Nope. It's straight up exposed to the
alright.
ceiling.
Okay.
So Kieran, what was the spell you were thinking about using? Because your character was staring up at the ceiling repeatedly thinking, I want to take a ready action to cast this spell if crap goes wrong.
Yeah, I wanted to create a wall of force and just basically like just draw like the panels up over the ceiling to hold up like the fall.
Yep. Let me check here.
I can, if you'd like to, I can post it into the VTT.
Oh, I'm very much aware of Wall of Force.
Okay.
I am double checking. Why didn't you pop it up sooner? It's got like a 10-minute range. You should have popped it up sooner, in all honesty. It has a very long time that it lasts for, up to 10 minutes. So it is a 120. How big is it here? We're talking, I think, 10 foot by 10 foot at best. 10
It's
foot by 10 foot panels.
Yeah. So I should be able to just... Right?
Let me see. An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose within range. Or any orientation, horizontal or vertical barrier at an angle, free floating or resting. You can form it into a hemisphere with a radius, blah blah blah. Yeah, so you could actually play them out. I'm actually going to put squares down at 10-foot panel size here. Come on, lock. There we go. And I'm just going to change the color on that to green so it stands out. 10 of these you'd be able to drop.
Yeah. I would...
As you see the ceiling going, it's sort of the purpose of that spell. You can definitely get this one set and prepped as the team's given a jump. Now, don't mind me, I'm just putting them down in the obvious places. By all means, you can also do the same yourself, but it's just a little quick this way if I put down panels. Because you get 10 of them. I'd assume you do this with it.
Yeah. That's exactly the kind of thing I was thinking. Yeah. Just hold it.
And the neat thing about a wall of force is that it is truly indestructible. Nothing will stop it. So, as you all turn up towards the ceiling as it's collapsing, Kieran's wizard finished casting his spell, because he's been holding this one as he's been looking at that ceiling since his Schwinga ditched his shoulder, and throws up a wall of force as moments before the ceiling begins its collapse, and holds up a hand basically. Oh, this is going from bad to worse. So you're now presently concentrating on that spell, keep in mind as well.
Yeah. Alright, everyone, quick and early. Let's go.
You have 10 minutes from this point, and it's 2:40 on the game clock, in case the party still wants to do anything. Because Flux, as you crouch down over Lulu, you look up, you notice the ceiling's not slipping anymore. Lulu smiles, she says, "Oh, I appreciate that, I'm squishy."
I'll give her a little kiss on the head. Anything for you, Lulu?
You might want to get her out of here, because that's only going to last 10 minutes, and that ceiling's coming down.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of getting them out of here.
Do we think this is a way out, though? Like, we just gonna leave?
It's a way out into the storm, surely. That ceiling, when it collapses on us, we're gonna be buried.
Now, with that in mind,
What did you say, Courtney?
I was just saying, should we try and move the statue one more time? If we have 10 minutes, then we might
Yeah, we
have
could
time
give
to
it
try
another
and-
go. Yeah.
8.5 minutes. I'm keeping up
Did-
on that clock for all.
Okay. So can I do another athletics check? Did you say that I could?
By all means. That's the wonderful thing about checks like athletics and stuff. It just represents, you know, gunning down and trying again on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll help again.
Is it the same thing as before? Okay. Somebody is gonna guide.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to check
Is this
something.
any better?
Jeez, that's actually using up them ones, but you got the 18 beyond on that. With a 31, you are able.
Wait, hang on.
Oh,
32.
with 32 the rope breaks. Too strong. No, I'm kidding. With a 31, you are able to drag the statue up and out of the hole on top of the ice where you're at up here. However, I'm going to need to see how skillful you can do that. Give me another athletics check to see if you can prevent the statue from toppling over while dragging it up in such a rush.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Okay, do I get any bonuses for that, or is it just more of a reaction type
This is-
situation?
Reactionary.
Right, okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use, I think I have inspiration. Yes, I do. I'll use my inspiration to roll at advantage.
Alright, so give that a roll. 7 minutes left. With a 25, you are able to keep the statue upright with your incredible strength, lashing back on one rope as it starts to tilt forward. Even Lulu looks a little surprised. Oh, wow, that's really strong. I don't think I've seen anyone ever be that strong. That's really impressive. And meanwhile, you're still pulling on the statue like, okay, Lulu, I get it, just 5 minutes.
Let me know if we get down to the 1 minute mark, okay?
Yep. Now, with that, you are able to now slide the statue, no problem. To get
Sorry,
it over to where it needs to be.
I had to read this. I would have cast this earlier had I remembered everything. But I'm going to enlarge Flux, giving her double her lift and carrying capacities.
Are you sure you want to enlarge? Is it for the duration and you can't end it earlier?
I mean, I can always stop concentrating.
Because you can reduce an object as well in size.
Oh yeah, then that reduces by 8. Hold up. You can hit an object.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Yeah, let's reduce the thing. It's an eighth the
minutes.
size. Yeah.
So you reduce it down to half size as Flux is dragging on it. Which almost might make Flux curse for once, because, you know, when you're pulling on something and suddenly the rope becomes super slack and easy to pull.
Yeah.
Statue flies, Flux
So-
catches it in her arms, stumbles back a bit, you know, that sort of scenario.
Yeah, the weight is 1/8 of the weight.
Yep, at that reduction in weight,
Yeah.
you can freely move that around now. Flux sort of dragging it in her arms, no problem. If her strength was less than 20, I'd still have her roll checks, but with her incredible strength, yeah, she can pick up a statue.
Yeah.
Also, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we put the statue on the thing. Can we get it up
Yep.
there?
With the reduction in, no problem. You shoot with that.
Z index.
Had to put one to the top, the other one's not on top. So without
Yep.
too much trouble, Flux moves up and she is able to place the statue onto the pedestal.
Nimbar will stop concentrating on the spell.
Which again allows the statue to grow in size. It's like Rita using magic wand to make her monster grow.
If one of my players in my game gets that spell, I'm definitely going to get the Mario grow and shrink magic mushroom sounds to use.
Now, as you set that statue, the light does indeed kick back in, shooting up towards the ceiling. 4 minutes left.
So it went up, but it's staying there, right? Like it's not reforming the ceiling yet.
It's hitting Kieran's wall of force.
Well,
Nothing can get through that after all.
if you guys want to get out of here, I can drop it
Sorry,
when people are clear.
I think we should probably like get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I've been sorry. I nod to the simulacrum because he's going to have a role to play in all this too.
You're also not yet in the clear. There's still cracks in the ceiling above your head.
Where do you figure that stops? Like if we...
As you look, I'll tell you what, I'll put down a radius for it, make life nice and simple.
Sure, thank you.
Do I not have the circle radius? Should have a circle radius.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not the button. There it is. Bam.
Alright, alright, so this way, I guess? I presume they're coming with us, like Bellamy and Flux and Lulu?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jade, you might want to back up a bit.
Unless, Jillian, you got any crazy plans in there for Flux. I figured I should always check in case anybody wanted to look at something before they ducked out of the area.
I would recommend getting back past this line. Because Copy Isaac and Isaac are going to be ready to do something.
I'm on my way, so...
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking Bellamy, because Bellamy's still in the, Bellamy's outside of where, like, Isaac's, like, waving everybody back right now, while Copy Isaac is. Because they're about to do something. So, when the last of everybody is past, Copy Isaac is going to cast Wall of Force, and he's going to block off this hallway, because in case it overflows, right? Like he's gonna seal off the hallway.
Straight wall
like,
up there, hey?
Yeah, like basically walling it off, right? And then once that's done, Isaac will drop his Wall of Force to allow the beam to go up, and obviously to allow probably to allow the ceiling to come down, right? So.
And as you put up your wall of force and put down the other wall of force, you hear a distant rumbling, but unfortunately, can't really see much from where you're at. The ceiling, however, cascades in a collapse as the cracks tear and break. The area that I have actually encircled here is no longer passable, as the ceiling is collapsed inward, filled with snow. And that's what you see in front of your wall of force, piled up to the edge of it, but not so much that it's overflowing. It's just, if you didn't have your wall of force, the snow would have come out a little bit at an angle. Nothing too bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was just a safe than sorry type thing. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, if enough was coming, it wasn't going to, like, flow, right? Like, into the hall and, like, bury us.
Importantly,
Avalanche.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Alright. Perception. To me.
Alright, and since we got someone who broke 20, ooh, look at that, Nimbar. I feel bad for you. Even rolling a 20, Nimbar is still blind as a bat. Sorry. It's the old age, man. The eyes are going out on you.
You just learned to count above a 1. You will forget that soon enough.
No. Everyone above a 20, as you're looking around and scanning the area and looking up, you notice something peculiar now about the once beautiful ceiling that is broken off from the collapse up ahead. The white lines and cracks in the ceiling are continuing to spread. It would appear whatever damage you've caused here is catastrophic.
Oh, cool. Alright. Now we just run.
Now,
I can't do that. I can't do that infinitely.
It's not collapsing quickly, and I'm just going to remove the other ones you put in there. As it would appear that you have to a degree, re-protected the ceiling, with the magical barrier being replaced back up with whatever the magics were in that room. However, the damage has been done. The ceiling is collapsing slowly, and soon this whole dungeon, you fear, will be filled. But at what rate?
We should
I mean-
we should hurry.
Couldn't we just go back to where the ceiling already collapsed?
It's buried.
Yup, you cannot get through wherever I have red squares. Represents that the snow has come down so deep and heavy that it's essentially to the ceiling. Because, as you recall, you had two options on this one. You could go into this maze that was revealed as the avalanche was filling it back up, or you could continue through the wastes. The party picked this, so you know an avalanche has
Right.
already fallen on top with such a volume of snow. Dean posts up. We now have, I'm putting that one in the chat. I wonder if this will work. Probably not, but I'll try. Nope, I have to do it the long way.
Can't
that's why it's a
resist.
picture. It's so true, though. So, with the ceiling in this dungeon slowly collapsing, things have changed up a little bit.
Time to run.
Let's hurry.
And
I
as
guess
you
only
said
one way to
before,
go from here.
You are greeted with such a lovely sight on the ground, as you see the ice is cracked open, and pools of liquid magma stand before you.
Oh joy.
Oh,
On
it's
the
almost
plus
like
side.
we're in hell or something, guys.
Lulu starts laughing, like she loses it. She goes, oh, no.
I'll give
one
a
of-
quick detect. Sorry.
It's one of those moments where you're just a bit exhausted, and the laughter just doesn't stop. Every time Lulu looks up, she just starts going, oh, again. She just can't keep it. It's a good couple minutes of that, too.
I'll do a quick detect magic.
And there is
Just-
no magic.
Alright.
This is
Legit
straight up
lava. Nice.
Seems to be bubbling from below. You can see down deep. There was something crafted here, which seems to have created this beneath the ice.
Pop it over.
Do we want to try to maybe...
Hopping over is an athletics check.
I was gonna say, do we want to try and deal with that first?
For
Wait,
all
we have a
of
flying
you-
carpet.
Damn it.
We have flying carpets?
Yes, we
Yes.
pick up a flying carpet.
It was like my evil plan. It's so good. You will. I got flying carpet. Son of a. Oh. Well, the other plus
Well, let's
is
pop that bad boy out.
where this is actual lava bubbling up and over. It also has the advantage of providing warmth. So you don't need those bonfires throughout this area as you float around on the magic carpet.
But the carpet won't hold all of us, will it?
No.
It holds 800 pounds at 30 feet per movement, and at 15 feet movement, it will go to 1,600 pounds.
Oh, and for Nimbar, at least copy Nimbar, you've got a bigger problem now.
What's that?
You better not be climbing on the roof anymore. Because as your character starts to walk on the roof, the other copy Nimbar, because that's what he was doing, right? It's breaking under his feet. It's like walking on ice at this point that's broken. If you put pressure on it, it collapses further faster.
Okay, he's gonna walk on the wall.
There you go. I knew it was going to happen, but...
So
there you
he walks on the wall. Isaac continues to do the reduced person on the real Nimbar, and the real Nimbar continues to use the mage hand. That's two of us that can move without the carpet.
Jade's walking on the wall.
Nimbar high fives him. Or sorry, copy Nimbar high fives him.
Lulu
I
is
have
also-
my wings for a minute.
I think it's going to take more than a minute to get out of the maze, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So there's Isaac.
I
And
mean,
Isaac.
if not, that'd be impressive.
So there's Isaac, and I believe Flux, Bellamy, and Alec, who would need to be able to sit on the flying carpet. Then the rest of you can make your way around. And I think it'll.
Yeah.
Does it say how many people fit on that flying carpet?
Oh, it just has a size.
Oh yeah, and it's the big one, so you'll definitely fit at
Yeah.
least 6 people on there. So
Right,
yes,
so
you've mechanically figured out how to get around this part of the dungeon as well without needing to worry. That being said, Courtney, I believe you were leading the party then with the manifest mind. Did you want to keep
Yep.
up on that until after lunch?
Sure.
All right. Courtney, meanwhile, thinking it couldn't get any worse. I just screwed the ceiling, so I mean,
yeah.
DM nodding.
That's what I do.
Never punish yourself for triggering a trap if things go poorly, because that's half my fun. So as you
Yeah.
fly over this area, and you can swear you can even hear a song playing, like Melanie singing something about "You've never had a friend like me," but it's hard to follow as you fly on the
I
carpet.
can show you the world.
You know,
Yeah.
the path continues now in 2 directions: to the west, which goes northern, or to the east, which goes north and south. To the
Well, we
west,
can
the
go-
flames and lava continue. And you also hear, a couple minutes early, a cracking sound from the west. Looking up, you can see heaves in your own ceiling where you presently are. So you can imagine that the ceiling has collapsed a little further.
Okay. I think we'll go this way. Away from the lava. And maybe north, I guess.
Yeah. Good as a choice as any now. Yeah.
As the team continues their way through the north, the path twists and turns. Oh, I mean, I forgot to fill the map out for myself, so I'm just going to move a mini to save myself a step. There. Thank you, Benedict. The path twists and turns, and you can see again a path south or a path to the east, twisting, writhing.
I think we'll keep going. Up north, maybe.
Around this point, given the distance, you notice that the ceiling doesn't appear to be damaged anymore this far away from the falling parts.
Well, that's good. At least we're moving away from it.
And as you move north, you see another flag, similar to the previous one, partway frozen in the ground. This one, however, the years have not been kind to. Worn and losing most of its color, it now flaps softly in the light breeze that flows through the dungeon itself.
Ooh, what's on the flag?
Glancing and examining it over, it looks like it would have carried symbols for the same group of people who run this place, the Black Rock's insignia. And I'm just moving some minis a little further forward so you're all up on the map the usual way, since I can go through walls. By all means, feel free to continue exploring while I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm just doing this to save you all the step.
Oh, dead end.
Ah, but is it? As you make your way around the corner and you peer... Actually, I'll pull these minis back. What you see, sleeping there, is a troll.
Ah,
That is none of our business.
Agreed. Right now, let's just keep going.
Yep. Let's move away slowly.
Leaving sleeping trolls to lie as it rolls over onto its back and snores rather loudly. You all continue on your way to the path to the south. Twisting and turning.
Sorry. Would we be able to snatch that other flag?
You could take the time to dig it out. Just like previous,
Alright,
chipping away at
okay.
the ice a little bit, you could pick it up and pull it free.
I don't recommend it, because if you start chipping away at the ice, you'll be making noise, which the troll could hear, which could wake up the troll, then we'd have to fight the troll.
Yeah.
Fleck's putting a hand on her sword. I think I want the flag. And as Not Nimbar turns the next corner, what appears to be a dead end means I get to roll dice.
The old random encounter tables.
Not bad, okay. I love it. It makes things a little more entertaining.
Oh yeah.
You find at the end of this hallway, seated there is a treasure chest. But not just one treasure chest, 2 treasure chests.
One's a mimic.
Or they're both mimics.
The other.
You guys are do I pop them or what do we do?
Yeah, of course you pop the chest. Come on.
Yeah.
Bellamy and Jade discussing it at the exact same time. Do we do it? The whole team like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least Alec.
Poke the front one with a stick.
Nothing happens.
Okay, go up and poke the back one with a stick.
And once again, nothing happens.
Okay, check for traps.
Oh crap, I missed you too. Go ahead and give me that sleight of hand check.
God, it's nice having someone who can actually do this again. No offense, Bellamy. You were a good substitute, but you weren't quite the same.
You were Jade, yeah.
That's a 28.
Jade rolls a 1, gets a 28. It doesn't appear to be trapped, nor does it appear to be locked for the back one.
Okay, I'll open it.
And
I got Sadness Chan. You realize you are ruining your party's fun, right?
Oh.
ouch.
God, Dan, really?
She's so. As you open the chest and peer into the darkness, that's
It
all
peers
you
back?
see. No, just darkness, black. Shadow as night. You don't even see the interior of the box. On the lid.
I detect magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, detect magic. Like,
And you see the absence of magic.
oh, good. Like, not, you mean like, okay, so when you say the absence of magic, do you mean you don't detect any magic, or do you mean you see a void?
You
in...
see a void. Absolutely
Oh,
nothing. Black
good.
darkness. Give me a quick knowledge check. You can use any one of your stats for that. Not like history
Okay.
or anything, but intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Oh, just straight up ability?
Yep. Your character is
Okay.
relying on their memory since you didn't as a player.
Alright,
Character's thinking, wait, did I see this before?
Yeah,
Oh,
during
is
the violin thing.
yeah. And also, the whole thing with Dusty. Well, I mean, I rolled a...
That,
You
with a
need
nat
skill when you
20.
have luck.
With a nat 20 on that one, Isaac snaps his fingers. Oh, yeah. Just like that weird portal that we saw way earlier when we first came in here. There was a shadow portal that led to absolutely nowhere. And this appears to be of the same make and design.
Box of nothing.
It would appear to be a
What's-
portal, in fact. But
Okay, I'll
entering
check
it-
the other chest.
The other chest, as you put your hands and jiggle, is locked.
Sorry, it was locked, you mean, right?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. We'll find out. As Jade goes to unlock it with a sleight of hand, a message pops up in front of his character saying, "This lock cannot be unlocked. It requires a key to open."
Well, then I show Infiltrator's key and unlock it.
Well, in all seriousness, though, go ahead, give a roll. I've just been playing too much Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're on computer, though, it's like, no, that door's about to open. Console command, go.
I feel like if something's an unpickable lock, then you have to justify it in like that it's not a normal lock, and Fallout never does that. It's just like, no, This one door says "screw you" for no reason.
At least
Okay.
in Skyrim they put a bar on the backside. But
Yeah.
so
Like-
then, Jade, sleight of hand to see if you can pop that treasure chest open.
This is an ancient, fancy Dwemer lock that doesn't. It part of its magic. You can't open
Yeah.
it using the lockpick.
You could open it with a flux pick. She just hits it with the axe. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Nope, you can't do that in games either.
What? Was it Baldur's Gate 3? I think they had it. You could bash chests open, but you might destroy some of the contents while doing it.
It's absolutely sickening.
Jay gets a 20 on his.
Jesus!
Oh
my god.
Just a casual 43 on the sleight of hand.
I'm pretty sure that, like, not only does he unlock the lock, he just takes it off.
Like, this. Are we playing 3.5 again? Is this what this is? Those are 3.5 numbers right there.
It's sickening in the best possible way. You'll love to see it.
Well, I have gloves of thievery. I naturally, with my skills and everything, I have a plus 18. But I have gloves of thievery, which gives me a plus 5. I'm using the infiltrator's key, which gives me advantage.
There's a very angry god of locks somewhere going, I'm going to need to do something about this.
Gotta put him down on lockdown?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you without any trouble, you've unlocked it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know, I might need guidance for this one.
Could you imagine if we had given him guidance? Could have had a 47! So what's in this treasure chest?
You flicking it open, Jade?
Yes.
As you open this chest up, you see it's filled with linens all the way to the top. Tons and tons and tons and tons of clothing.
Detect magic?
There's something magical in there for sure.
Okay, I'll put something magical in there for sure. Might be more horrible void, but something well, actually no, that would be.
So,
I guess that would be
let's
a
just-
void, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Let's just put all the clothes in the bag of holding and take the magic item.
That means the magic item is it's an orb of produced linens. You can never get to it because every time you pick up linens, it just produces more.
That would actually be kind of funny, I won't lie.
It's just you think the chest just has infinite linens.
It would be great at first. You could sell like super cheap clothes, but eventually you would be able to sell any more clothes because everyone would have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any fancy clothes?
Judging at a glance, most of it looks a little worn and dingy. The millennia has not been kind to it.
Okay, yeah, we'll throw it in the bag of holding and go for the magic item.
So as you dig through, you come across something interesting in the piles of clothing at the very bottom of the chest. As you find a sheathed sword. Wrapped up and carefully placed away.
I wonder if this one talks. Can I say hello to the sword?
Unfortunately, you receive no response from the blade.
Ah, rude.
I'll take it.
Specifically, as you pick this one up, it is, as you notice, looking it over, a scimitar.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a rather nice-looking blade, with a reddish-hued bronze handle. But definitely the source of the magical aura that you're sensing from inside the chest.
Can I have a look at that? I use scimitars. I have an invisible one. I would wave it around, but no one sees it.
How about we identify it after so we can get out of here before ceiling collapses? What do we want to do with the void chest?
I suggest coming here because I don't want to put that in a bag of holding. There's a chance of things going horribly, horribly wrong if we put that in a bag of holding.
Are you saying it's best avoided?
Oh
No.
no!
We wouldn't say that. No.
Dean really had that one in the bag.
Oh God, it's gonna go on for another 20 minutes.
20 minutes? You have a lot of faith in us.
Nah, he's void of faith.
All right, onward and forward.
Onward and forward.
Onward and forward. Okay. Oop. Oh, that's a pretty sword.
Here I am talking and I'm on mute. Oof.
Oh jeez.
Like,
Oh
here's a
no!
nice, pretty picture of the scimitar. I also went ahead and put it in the handouts, but I marked it as a spoiler. So once you've identified it that way, you can click on that and be like, oh, here we go, unless you want to look early. But, I mean, that's entirely your own decision. You know how I am about spoilers and that stuff. But you get yourself a fancy new-looking sword. And onward, as they say.
Ooh, we got a little tiny path.
A very thin path, only 5 foot wide, instead of these nice comfy 10-foot halls you've been seeing, and what appears to be another route to the south of that. As you look, it seems to curve back around, however, to what could logically only be a dead end.
We find treasure chests at dead ends.
Or
That is
trolls.
true.
Yes.
I'm,
Or trolls.
I'm gonna peek around.
And as you look towards the dead end, you find a dead end. Unfortunately, there is nothing else there.
Perfect. And I guess we're going down. Well, guys, we got 2 ways. We got lava or we got real thin.
I vote real thin, but
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Okay, we're going real thin. Ugh.
And as you make your way forward, you hear, again from behind, the cracking and shifting of the ceiling, as undoubtedly more of it is collapsing. Making your way shimmying through, you come across something that really catches your eye.
Oh boy.
Mounted on a rack, dozens of them, and piles of gold spilled across the floor. A treasure chest even. Riches. Much of it greater than you would normally expect. Piles of it, glistening and shining. 10 feet below in the ice, frozen beneath your grasp.
Oh.
More
Are the
importantly,
treasure chests under the ice?
Yep.
I know it's a long shot, but Isaac, can you detect magic?
Yeah, I'll throw detect magic down.
And glancing around as you peek at the ice, unfortunately you don't see anything that seems to radiate any degree of magic. Jade, however, and you know what, Bellamy too, go ahead and give me a perception check. As you and your bardric thievy ways can't help but full of Fenton on there, like Gizmo Duck, and scan all those coins, and you can tell there's easily 50 million gold beneath your feet. Easy.
Oh.
When you were describing that money, my brain went to this. If anyone's ever played Darkest Dungeon before.
yeah, I played Darkest Dungeon a little bit.
I'm looking in the wrong channel. I'm like,
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Pretty accurate.
There's such great narration in that game. Like, just the narrator, like, occasionally, like, popping in. Right? Like, whenever. It's basically a dungeon. It's like a dark dungeon crawler with, like, sanity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sanity stuff and things like that, so.
If I was thinking, I would have put more shoe in this room. That's a deeper YouTube reference. But all the riches of a kingdom literally beneath your feet.
I mean, do we want to try and break the ice?
Do we have time, and do we want to risk destabilizing further the this ecosystem of?
I personally think we should just keep going. But
we are quite rich already. There's that.
Well,
we could be more rich though.
no, I was gonna say, it's basically a dead end, and the only way we know that we haven't went yet is that it's over the lava fields. So, if a couple of people wanted to spend some time digging this and then come running if we find a way out, that's a possibility.
If I used fire breath and breathe, take a cone of fire onto this, can I tell how long it would take me to melt it before I attempt it?
It would take quite some time. Cone of fire, 1 second here. Yeah, you'd need some way to keep a continual flame going for quite a while. You'd do damage to the floor with a cone of fire, or like burning hands or something like that, but you need some way to really get fire on there for quite a while. It's 10 foot of ice. That's a crap ton, and it's what, 15 by 20 there, just in the one room, plus another one down in here, and that's all ice on top of it. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be the quickest of processes. You'd be here for a little while if you were just using, like, a simple lower level spell to do it. You would need some serious power and damage to burn through that ice quick. 3d6 fire damage is nice, because I'm assuming burning hands, you know, because it's first level. 3d6 fire damage is nice, but that's going to be good for, like, a good hour's worth of work. I'm estimating here, like, I'd have to do a bit of Googling to exactly figure out the rate, but given just the sheer volume of ice that's there, I mean, if it was a 5-foot cube, no problem, but that's a giant block. You're going to literally need firepower.
Yeah, the roof is collapsing. I'll leave it be.
Mm-hmm.
I realize it's a rough decision too, because I mean, treasure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and as one who can use detect magic, there's a possibility the ice is actually blocking it.
Yeah.
Right over the fire pits.
On the plus side for detect magic, I don't think water or ice blocks it. Penetrates those barriers. That I can proudly say. However, that being said, who's to say that these aren't lead-lined chests?
Hmm.
I mean, if you're talking 20 million worth of money, there's probably night, and that's just what you're seeing. Might be something in them chests, or maybe I'm just being mean to try to waste more time so the ceiling will collapse on your head. Never trust the DM. And as Not Nimbar makes his way around, you can see more of the ceiling has collapsed into the room with the lava, starting to create a very difficult passage. Very thin gap to get through, in fact. You couldn't fly through there, and you see actually what appears to be a hatch. The top of a very large box sticking out of the ice.
Jade?
Do we want to risk it? Because if I'm in there and that ceiling collapses more, we're going to have a hard time getting me back out.
It's true.
As much as I want to look and see what treasure there is,
Does it look locked?
Hard to tell for the mind. It does look like a padlock on the front of it, though, by the latch that comes down. Very large box with a padlock, but whether or not that padlock is locked or unlocked. Generally locked since it looks locked. You know.
Oh, are we cut off now?
We are indeed.
Yeah, I don't think we have anywhere to go anymore.
Oh my.
Except for this.
It's a couple minutes early, but I'm going to go ahead and say, how about we take a quick break for lunch then, so we can all make plans.
Yeah. Write your will, like...
Yeah.
Well, worst comes to worst, we can hack through a wall. It's just we were asked not to, but needs must.
See Jillian popping knuckles. She's like, oh yeah.
Actually, I could pass a wall. Just make a hole through it. It actually says it doesn't, how's it described?
Keep in mind, there's an organic tree inside the walls.
Yes.
That's the kicker. Well, think about some plans, what you all want to do, what you're all planning on doing. As you know, you certainly have the power to get through these walls. That's not too much of an issue, but give some thoughts as to where you want to go on this one.
Passage appears your choice in a wooden, plaster, or stone surface. Oh, okay, like if these are,
ice walls.
Yeah, if it's ice, it won't work.
So many things do work, and so many things don't work on them. It's great.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have to take a risk at some point, because.
Probably. So we'll take a quick break then. I'll say we'll be back. 12:15, as per the norm. Sound good to everyone?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, and I'll take myself over onto mute on Discord so you all know I've stepped away. I'll turn myself off when I come back.
Yep.
Alright. See you guys.
See you guys soon.
Hey guys.
It looks like we're just waiting on a couple people.
It happens.
Oh, yeah, that's the norm. Just my way of saying, oh, I'm back. I do see you got Dan and Dean are both active. Jillian might, she goes off.
Dean never muted himself when he left, so...
Oh, fair enough. He's probably still out then.
Yeah, I can't say one way or another. Yeah. Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Did you do any of the Pokemon Go stuff this weekend?
No.
Are you telling me you're already sick of the game?
I have better things for my time. I just do it while I'm at work.
Fair. Very rarely do I open it now.
Yeah, apparently a bunch of people wanted me to go do it today, but I'm like, no, I have D&D.
Yeah, D&D is more important. Yeah, I was actually talking with a friend this morning because he was streaming. I'm like, yeah, no, play D&D. He's like, what level? I'm like, level 17. It's like, Jesus fuck. Not many groups get to level 17.
No, it's very unusual to get as high of a level as we are, which is one of the cool. What really a really cool thing about this
Campaign
is the fact that we've gone high level. Something I'm considering actually for the Rime of the Frost Maiden thing that I'm doing is actually having a follow-up for it if the players are interested, because just the idea that, like, yeah, the players don't get to experience that much. I'm actually thinking the idea I have right now is actually it's since Icewind Dale like harkens back to the memories of the classic like Icewind Dale video game, right? Like that for that I think, well, how do I follow that up? And I was thinking, oh, I know. So I have an idea for a Neverwinter Nights campaign.
Yeah. I just can't wait to hit level 18.
Oh yeah. Start to get the what's it called? What do we get? We get the is that signature spell?
Yeah, we get a level 1 and level 2 spell that we can just cast forever.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to get reduced person so I don't have to rely on you.
I'm thinking maybe probably gift of alacrity, aka from now on, everybody adds a D8 to their initiative rolls.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, it's with the signature of his, you know what I mean, of like the character's spells too, right? Like,
yeah. Mine definitely. Mine definitely. Enlarge and reduce seems like a good spell. As far as level 1 spell, probably detect magic or identify. I haven't figured out which one.
Yeah,
it makes sense to do identify because then it's only a minute each time. And like where you constantly cast detect magic.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah,
but like at the same token, I would personally rather do detect magic. But,
well,
yeah. Coincidentally, I'm just gonna have to wish for another simulacrum, and then I just get every toy.
Yeah,
because I do believe that one you can reset after a long rest.
Simulacrums are crazy, man. Like,
because Wizards of the Coast does not have a favorite class outside of Wizard.
Outside of Wizard, yeah. I have to say, like, it's really funny Simulacrum in the face of all of the other spells of the game. somehow Simulacrum is so incredibly powerful. Like, because if you look, like, because they really made an effort to restrain a lot of the really massively powerful spells in the game. But Simulacrum definitely feels like it's a level above a lot of stuff in terms of just how much potential it has, right? Like,
well, the thing is with the Simulacrum, this game is all about action economy.
Yes.
So to be able to double your action economy
is insane.
Huge.
Yeah, it's crazy. Especially because if you have wish cheese, which wish cheese makes Simulacrum so broken.
Well,
because it takes all of the downsides of Simulacrum and goes like, nah, you could just once a day. Like, as long as you're willing to use your wish, right? Like, you can get a new one every day. Like, it's funny how the wishing part of wish is not the appeal of wish. It's the level or lower spell from any class part of wish, which is
I'm not certain on that one. Like, it's pretty good.
The problem is the wish part has that has that kind of crazy blowback of like you can lose the spell forever, which is just like I don't like that as a thing.
Yeah, but you can do like anything with wish, right?
Yeah.
No,
like,
because
there are very few rules.
anything your DM will let you do. That's the thing. Like, you can't.
To clarify on wish for that one for you. The primary use, it can reproduce spells of a specific level or lore of any class, but you are right in that you can technically ask anything of a wish. However, if you go beyond what the spell says, it pretty much says, if you do this, your DM might screw you over, so be careful.
Yeah, it's very monkey's paw. So
you have to be very, very careful. Like, if I were to do something like that, I would have to spend like an hour thinking of every which way I could word it.
Yeah.
So that way, only that could happen.
But the worst part, according to Raw, John, that doesn't even matter. I can ignore that. I can say, well, you know what? I do a bad thing anyway.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like
so
you don't trust Alan.
I mean that, and it's me personal, right? So like, I'm very much words matter. Every way you say something matters, especially when trying to determine what you want.
But yes, Jillian, you can technically wish for anything, but if you go above and beyond, oh my word, I'm gonna make it painful.
So the interesting thing is back in the day, the old wish in 3.5, it didn't have the whole like you lose wish thing, but what it did have is that if it had a component cost that was so expensive, you had to provide the component, but also it cost experience points to cast.
Yeah.
So you actually had to pay out like progression to be able to do these crazy wishes. So like it had a consequence, right?
Edition of Dungeons and Dragons, you weren't limited to one level 9 spell per day.
Yep. No. You actually your intelligence. The higher your intelligence was, you'd actually get extra spells as well. That was the thing. Your spellcasting modifier. They did a lot of 3.5 was a lot more over the top in terms of power level and in terms of like the stuff it let you do. It also didn't have any of this really small range of bonuses. Like it's like, oh yeah, I have a +5 proficiency. I've got a really high proficiency bonus. And then it's like, yeah, I have a 3.5 is like, yeah, I have a +14 base attack bonus, right? And I can make 3 attacks per round. Like,
no, +14. I think you can only do
6. No, 6/11, because +6 would give you 2, +11 would give you +6 would give you
right. It's -5.
3, and
right. No. Sorry, I was thinking 3 extra. Yeah, no. Yeah, because it's -5, right?
Yeah. That's how it worked. Was you had everybody got multi-attack as long as they had it, even wizards, as long as they had a high enough base attack bonus. It's just that the base attack bonus progression was different for different classes. Like the warrior classes like fighter, paladin, etc., got it like +1 per level, but the caster ones got a much slower progression for base attack bonus. So harder to hit that AC. So.
All right, so it looks like everyone's back then. No one's showing up on mute. I think Dean, you and Jillian came back there. Hey.
Yep. Yep, we're
I
back.
I heard Jillian, so I know that's good. And Courtney, you're there, hey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alrighty then, so let's pick up where we left off. I will unpause the game, get that clock rolling again, because we all love being stuck on a time schedule. Not Nimbar was presently debating with Jade as to whether or not, and he said, no, we're not going to bother with it, I believe.
I left it up to the party if we wanted to try for it.
Well, maybe we could always throw it open in the hopes that it's a portal out of here.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was hoping for.
The snow collapsing in, is it like a mound where it's low towards the edge where the red is, and then
anywhere there's a red square, you cannot enter that square. It's completely blocked off with fallen snow. Everywhere else has already had snow piling up on it, but I can't make the terrain any more difficult. So.
Oh no! My question, I was just wondering if it's like this is covering like 5 feet up or 10 feet up from where we're standing, or was it that completely blocked off?
Completely blocked off to the ceiling if it's covered in red. This sort of represents a wall of snow, so.
Yeah, my only concern was that moving further in while I was in there unlocking it.
Exactly. And that's a very valid concern. As of right now, it's just not Nimbar floating around inside there.
Sorry, I'm just gonna run and be right back real quick. Just a second.
Yep. Actually, would not Nimbar be in there, or would anyone be in there now? Because usually it's go check and come back to bring the information home, right?
Yeah, it would have brought it back, the information, and then we...
Yeah, I'll save you the step. Whoop, through the wall. So that's where not Nimbar would have went and said the snow's close.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Alright, I personally think we should go at least try? Check, because... kind of looks... I don't know.
Alright, I'll go try. Just someone have a fire spell ready to melt some snow so I can get back out. If it moves
for
in.
sure.
Very funny. Be sarcastic somewhere else.
Do you want me to back you up, Dan?
Yeah. For the record, Dan, that wasn't sarcasm. I was actually being serious. Like, yeah, of course I've got that ready for you.
Yeah, but Nimbar doesn't do fire.
Nimbar has proven time and time again he's willing to break that rule to save his friends.
Okay, it's sleight of hand check to check for traps and stuff.
Well, first thing you have to do is get in there. You're going to be climbing along the walls?
Yeah.
Alrighty. As you sink your talons into the edge of the ice, you notice that in this zone, the walls give somewhat beneath your hand as they are beginning to melt from the heat. They seem to be continually melting and refreezing, but this creates an awkward situation for whenever you need to get around a corner, you'll require an athletics, pardon me, an athletics check to maintain the climb. Outside of that, movement is free though, since you have a climb speed, you don't have to worry about the rest of the wall. So if you jump on here, for example, you'll have to do one check at this corner. You will have to do another check here, etc., for each corner that you go past as you shift from one wall to the other. You have a feeling interior corners don't look that hard, but anything where it comes out to a point like this, that's going to be a pain in your ass. So as Jade climbs along the wall, if you're going ahead with that, go ahead and give me your first check at the corner edge.
That is actually a 16.
With a 16, you just make it around to the other side of that corner. And I'm going to go ahead and move your mini here for you. I will note with your passive perception, you're seeing cracks suddenly running across the ceiling, however.
Then let's go. I'll keep going.
Alrighty, you'll need another check at this corner.
16 again.
Alrighty, and as you make it up towards the other corner, the ceiling, unfortunately, as the time clocks further, you'll now see it's 3:30 in the morning, which indicates that it might be every 15 minutes the DM's pushing this forward. You notice the ceiling continues to further collapse out, moving a further 5 feet. Now part blocked, the path that
Okay.
you were already.
I'll go back.
And again, you're going to need to give me 2 more checks as you get out of here for the 2 corners.
16. Oh no, natural 20, so 26.
Rocket on the first one, no problem. And as for the second, no problem. So
Yeah,
just
it
make some
collapsed.
way back out.
Alright, so if it cracked again, what I would suggest is coming here and just cutting through this wall. Because we have a troll here, so we don't want to do it up here, but I think, personally, we do it close to this way as possible.
What if we went down to where all like the gold is and tried to break through a wall down there? Then we're even further from the troll.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine by me.
And as you're deciding where you're gonna choppy, keep in mind that there are small studs that I put on corners on this map, everywhere, including a wall that you can't see. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Nimbar, I'm gonna pull your mini over to there. You can see from in here, there's a dot on the wall that you can see here, but until you made it to this side, you didn't know it was a wall going that way. Sort of my little hat tip, watch for those, because if you try to break through at that point, you're going to be hitting a wall. That much is clear, because where the ice is slightly opaque, you would be able to notice that. Just as you're lining up your shot, last thing I want you to do is just start digging through. The other flip is, those are on the line anyway, so you wouldn't be, but just on the off chance someone wants to do something weird. I'm giving you that as a heads up. And I say just in case someone wants to do something weird, but I'm sure Bellamy's already like,
Look, I definitely was not looking at all the stuff that I can do.
So, with time not on your side, the question becomes, which way is the party going to go? Where are you going to cut?
I vote for down here somewhere.
I don't really have
I definitely
preference.
I definitely say at the very least somewhere along this line.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
going up like that, of course. Anyone have a preference?
Not really.
Alright, then based off Bellamy's wishes, let's do it this one right here.
Alrighty.
That work for everyone, I assume?
Is this going to be
Yeah.
Fluminoxus gets to chop the wall down, or are you all using magic on this shit? 'Cause I mentioned that
I mean,
this
whatever
last
you
time.
guys need me to do is fine. I can do that, or someone can use magic. Doesn't matter.
I feel like letting Flux try first is better than
Yeah.
Slot.
So I'm
really
gonna
have
cut you through
anything.
the wall, Jillian, in case that's the route they go to save you from going around. I'll move everyone else too, because wow, that's a lot of way to go around otherwise, and I can just do this. There's cheap tricks of being the DM, right?
Yeah.
Jade, meanwhile, is in the treasure room, just looking down like, damn you, Alan. Jade doesn't even know who Alan is. He just feels like he has to damn that name out loud for a minute. Well, my opinion, if you're gonna have Flux chop the wall, I say Jillian should pick where it is that the cut goes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just my personal thought.
So when you say you put studs in the walls, do you mean like on these, like right here where there's a big square?
Yep, you can see there's the edge of one here that you can see just in your vision, and there's one down here, little studs. This would indicate that there is a wall here and here going across, well, in between these two spots. Mind you, you're chopping above or below it anyway, but I'm just letting you know that's very clearly a wall, and your character would be able to tell that. Same with right down here, there's another one too, so keep that in mind as you're lining up your swords. Or your axe, or your hammer, or maybe just your fist, because, you know.
I mean, yeah, I'll go down there. Is that where you guys want me to cut? Do you just tell me where to go?
I said where Nimbar is. Like, not Nimbar, rather. But it really doesn't matter.
Up near the top? Oh, we didn't come from that way?
The only thing we said, preference that was stated, was just anywhere on this wall.
Mm-hmm.
Alec will go down a bit and
I'll go...
apologise to the tree in advance, the hedge in advance.
Oh, yeah, I'll just do it right there.
Alrighty.
Assuming I'm looking for those studs, I don't see any on the map. I'm assuming I'm clear, because Flux would make sure of that.
Because the nearest ones would be here and here for the corners. So, how you want to do this? What weapon you chopping through with? Because you immediately hear, "Don't use me for that. I'd rather not dull on ice."
I think Jade has him right now anyway. I'll just use the... what do I want to use? I don't want it to be broken.
I will remind you.
I'm thinking about just using...
weapon.
Yeah, I knew that much. I'll use... Feels like I shouldn't, but I'll use the Blade of Avernus.
Alrighty. As you grasp your ruler's blade and draw it out, you go ahead, just give a swing at that wall. I mean, there's always the chance you could roll a 1, right? But not today. You swing the blade and give a mighty cleave. The wall crumbles and falls apart. Sorry?
I was just gonna say I would have used it two-handed.
Oh yeah. One big mighty cleave straight above your head, 2 hands straight down on that wall as it collapses ahead of you. And you know what that means?
Unsave?
Nope. Why can't I place anything down? Come on now, map. To your surprise. I literally cannot place anything at the moment. You hear absolutely nothing. I gotta F5 the page. 1 second here.
Like the trees aren't mad at me?
You hear nothing.
This time?
Your blade tears through the wall, cutting bramble and ice together as you break a pathway into the next room. But the wall makes no sound.
Do I need to hit it again, or...?
At this point, the pathway's been cleared. I'm just having trouble getting it through. I'm
okay.
a piece of map down, but when I went to drop it in place, nothing happened, so I just had to reload the world. 1 second here. There we go. It's weird. The more recent version of Foundry, I've noticed, does a few things a little on the wonky side. So give me 1 second as I quickly just redo the world map for a quick sec for that. Thankfully, these modular dungeons are very easy to work with. They got a nice set. Just don't mind that the wall split for a second. I had to adjust the lights. There you are, as Flux cleaves straight through to a broad series of passageways ahead of you.
Keep going.
To the north, however, you hear a rumbling.
Like from this area type north?
From that area, type north.
Okay, the troll woke up.
Time to go.
Let's go.
Flux, as you walk forward into the next room, you notice a path to the north that winds and a path to the south that winds, giving the two directions available to yourself now. Now, I think I said we had Bellamy, we had Courtney running the dungeon. Jade, how about you take the turn then for a little bit, if nobody else would mind, because I think...
I was partially running it last week, so
there we
who
go.
else hasn't?
Whoever hasn't had a turn, that's what I need help with here. And I know, Jillian, you did at the very end last week, but that wasn't a lot, so if you wanted to, by all means as well.
That's up to everyone else. I don't really feel too strongly one way or the other.
How about you, Kieran? I don't
If
think
we
you've
wanna-
actually led the dungeon yet,
Yeah.
have you, Kieran?
Yeah, no, I haven't. So, did we want to go south? Was that the, like this, or I guess technically east and then, you know what I mean? Is
Well,
that the
that's
way
the
we want to go, or did we want to check this way first? Like, which way did we want to?
Well, that's the thing.
Which
This
way
time,
was the rumbling coming from?
Towards
It
the
was
north.
from here.
The northern
Right,
area
okay.
of that.
Presumably the
Probably
troll.
from there, yeah.
All
Most
right,
likely.
I just gotta go this way first because we gotta book it. We'll see how this turns out.
And as you make your way around the corner and peer to the south, you see the path branching in multiple directions to the east, further to the south, and even to the west, further to the south, and even to the east. You're following the way that I was clicking. As the manifest mind creeps its way forward, returning back, slowly moving, slowly taking up important time.
Do I see anything there?
Just another dead end as you make your way through.
So, we should probably follow at some distance, but, like...
But keep in mind the way the manifest mind works. It goes forward, it comes back. It goes forward, it comes back. It goes forward, it comes back.
I mean,
It represents
it's not,
a major slowdown.
it's not that slow. I
No,
don't
but it
think.
does have to take your commands, go 2 or 3 steps forward, come back, report what it's
Yeah.
seen, then you say to go to
Well-
the next command. It goes 3 or 4 steps forward, come back, reports what it's seen. It at least cuts your speed in half, most likely down to about a third, compared to if you were just walking on foot.
Well,
okay, I mean...
what we've been saying we've been doing is it's literally like unless we go, all right, I'm going to scout. We've been saying it's been like at the corner ahead of us, so that way I can
Yeah.
more or less communicate.
That's-
That way it doesn't slow us down that much.
That's what my understanding was. That's what I always thought. Is like we were
Yeah,
following.
there've been a
behind.
few points where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have it scout a little bit.
Yeah.
Those cases, that's when we do that, but it only ever takes one extra turn.
I just didn't think we were. I just didn't want to move all the tokens everywhere, right? Like,
No.
so with that being said, like, is that the case? Are we following it, or like it
If it's
because
just
it
leading
comes?
the party, then it's just leading the party. There's
Yeah.
not too crazy
Yeah, like-
much benefit
yeah.
instead of doing the way you were
Well,
previously. So that's it gets a
My
little-
my understanding was that it was just a bit. It was a bit ahead. Like we're following it, but we're not like standing next to it. We're following it from like a short distance. Like
Yeah.
we're not all sitting here waiting for it. Like that's all.
Let's see, I mean, so like it's like, I don't know, 30 feet ahead of us?
Yeah, like it's a little bit ahead of us, so that way we know what's around the corner before making the corner. But like,
yeah, like that was what my understanding is, like what we were doing with that. But I mean, if we don't want to do that, like if that's not something we could do, I don't know. Like that just seemed like that was the plan.
I mean, you can run the thing however you want, to be honest, but at that point now, it's essentially then just leaving the party.
Yeah, but, well, so the point was is that
there is limits on certain things, like telecommunication. The second they're outside of eyesight, you can't communicate through these walls. There were issues like that which caused a slowdown to the control of it, so I mean, just things to keep in mind.
It's just that the point was that it's a short distance ahead, so if we come around a corner and there's something there, right? Like we have a bit of a warning first. That's all. That like it's not literally like the party just runs around the corner into a monster, right? Like that's
keeping
all.
in mind that it can't communicate the second it's out of your sight. If it's more than 10 feet ahead of you, the second it turns a corner, it doesn't know what to do. Which is what was leading to the back and forth with the movement. So just keep that one in mind.
Yeah.
It is a little tricky to control when you have curves and turns.
Yeah.
But as you make your way around, you find more turns, more corners, and more dead ends. But
something.
As you move forward, you find what appears to be a large stone circular pedestal seated in the middle of the area. I'll go ahead and pull your tokens forward as you do.
Thank you. I think we'll check that out with the detect magic once there, because that seems like a good idea to take a look at real quick.
And scanning it does reveal an aura of magic, however, not to any specific school that you can see.
Alright, so non-specifically magic, that's... Be careful with that. We'll go this way. I mean, does anybody want to take time to check it out, knowing that we've got, like, the ice coming down after us?
I was going to ask what the symbol on it is.
It's hard to tell, as it has been faded, worn, and damaged with time.
Okay. Does it look like there was anything ever sitting on it at one point?
Not that you can see, no. It appears mostly ornamental with the design on it, but it has been slightly scrubbed with time. You'd have to take a good look at it, i.e. checking it out with a perception check, and etc., to try to figure out exactly what sort of symbol would have been on top of that at one point in time.
Well, I could do that while they're scouting. I assume I've stopped to look at this while they're
okay.
Like the next corridor over.
Considering you're the only one who can leave us.
Yeah, everyone else freezes today. As Alec takes his time to examine the designs and stylings while you continue forward with the twisting and turning path. Alec, you hear footsteps approaching. Loud, thundering footsteps coming from behind. And don't mind me, I'm just moving the rest of the team a little bit forward, sticking with the fire. You gotta watch out for that heat, right?
Behind, like, the way we had...
if we're hearing...
It was literally the team saying, we'll scout ahead. Alec's like, I got this back here. And Alec, while you're maxing out and relaxing out, because I just moved the rest of the team up with the fire, since you're the only one who can't freeze. You definitely hear heavy, thudding footsteps coming from back of this away.
Okay, I'll go to the back of the party and basically walk backwards so I can keep an eye on what's behind us.
Oh, shoot.
Ooh, that's... I think we moved Flux at the same time.
Yep, and it just doubled the movement as opposed to leaving it in one square, because Foundry is messed. Oh well, spoilers.
I'll say that I'm right here so I can keep an eye for Alec's sake as well.
Yep. And you can see the path does continue back the other way. And Alec, with your high-grade perception check, while the rest of the party peers around the corner, you might see something that probably would have brought more attention to Alec, as you can see what appears to be snow-covered fir trees not too far ahead. Alec, however, after closely and carefully examining this pit, you find there was, in fact, the picture underneath it. And 1 second, I'm going to get a picture of it. It didn't work when I went to get it. Rather interesting design of a crescent moon with a picture over what appears to be the land in somewhat of a circle. Not something or a design you've ever seen before either.
Crescent moon, or a curve over the land.
Or at least as near as you can tell looking at that picture I threw up.
Yeah.
The honest truth is, it appears to be a wooden disc bearing a curved line with an upturned crescent above it. But as mentioned, not a symbol you've ever seen before.
Interesting. I will give a glance over my shoulder to those footsteps. I'll put my hand on this pedestal, but I probably should leave.
So you're going to physically make contact with the pedestal?
Yes.
As you do, you feel a warmth of relaxation overtake you, even as you see a giant blue hand wrapping its fingers around the edge of this pillar. You feel the relaxation and the warmth and comfort that comes with it. And you feel like you've been sitting around relaxing for almost an hour, as you gain the benefits of a short rest. Just as you see the blue nose of a large, hairy troll turning the corner, looking slowly towards you. One hand scratching at its stomach, the other gripping the wall, shoots you somewhat of a glare as it snarls and barks out, Can your character speak giant?
No.
And you have no idea what he's just said.
He said he snarled? He seemed angry?
He snarled somewhat and looked at you with
Oh wait! I've been stupid, and I've got that helmet to comprehend languages.
And it's the goblin, and you're still wearing it, right? So that's the reason I asked.
Okay.
As the language twists in your ear, and you hear the giant, he speaks out to you. What the hell? What are you lot doing in here? Huh? Brings a hand up, rubs his eye a little bit as he squints at you.
Does that... Can he understand me, or can I just understand him? How does that spell
I believe it lets you understand all languages, but it doesn't let you speak them.
Okay.
I think. Not 100% on that. There was that dwarven weapon earlier that you got that you couldn't use. Because nobody said I believe JD talked to him.
Yeah, you're right. I can just understand him.
Does anyone speak giant?
Leans in a little. Well, speak up, little man. Hungry. Must move on.
Okay, I'll say it in common while I try to find my way. That we're just trying to leave. Do you know the way out? Leave, like.
What? Strange little man speak words I don't know. Very odd. Why are you trying to move legs? I don't understand the twisty of the fingers on your palm. What is this?
Would I have heard this at this point? Like, would I be able to have
By now, you would definitely be
gone down to where he is?
And as you turn, look around the corner, you can see, though there's still about 5 feet between them, Alec has one hand probably on his side, the other one out as he's talking, and this large blue ice troll glaring and barking at him. As he sees you approach, he holds up a finger, pointing it towards Flummonog, says, "Oh, hey, no, do not eat the blue one. That thing has weapons and metal. No, what do you?"
He says he doesn't want to eat you.
Are you? Oh.
Oh, that's good.
Takes a moment, scratches his ear, shakes his
Oh.
head. Me no know what you know what me no say. Weird.
I'll try speaking to him in Draconic, just because it's the only other language I know, so I'll try it.
He blinks a few times as you speak out. In the most eloquent style as you've learned with your Draconic heritages, out comes the beautiful pseudo-Latin, I like to call it. The troll tilts his head to the side. What? Me no know. No, me no. You... Slowly, at this point, the troll would actually turn around and begin walking away, as he's unable to comprehend what you're saying.
That
Surprisingly,
could have gone
however,
worse.
he seems to have no interest in combat with a lot of you.
Oh, that icon I just looked over in Discord.
There should be one up in the chat as well, unless it didn't come through.
It comes through. We just have to scroll down the chat to see it.
Oh, unless I do that.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, Flux, if you touch that, you'll feel better.
And obviously those were the footprints that were the footsteps we were hearing, right? That I was looking out for?
Yup, because you can hear them now thudding away, as it seems to be returning to its habitual abode. To rest.
Right, I mean,
On his
I was pretty sure, but...
Alright. Okay, well, I'll pass that info to Flux, and then I'll go and tell the rest of the crew.
Flux, meanwhile, as you notice a slight shiver from the cold being a little too far from the warmth of the torch, give me a con save as you walk back towards the rest of the party. having gone back to check up on Alex, put yourself somewhat at risk, but not much.
Sure.
Jesus. Forget I even asked, okay, Jillian? Forget I even... Jeez, a 19, just blow that in the water.
I was about to say, she also has advantage because she's resistant to cold, but...
When I saw one dice coming up, I was gonna say it, but it drops a bloody 19. Jillian,
who needs advantage when you're just gonna roll high?
Right, I'm...
Jillian, how very Canadian of you. I tip my hat. So Flux has no effect from the cold from stepping away from the warmth.
Aww. Courtney, you have the best playing buddy.
Thanks, I know. Isn't she great?
So then, as mentioned up ahead, there is a clearing that you can see above, where it appears to be a fir tree still growing fresh from the ground, and a path to the south, depending on which way you want to go.
Well, the south looks like it's a dead end, so we'll... You know what? Oh, what is that? I see something.
It's a sleeping tree. Oh shoot, that's when I used an icon instead of the actual tree itself. There we go.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna keep... we're gonna quickly do a corner check, because it doesn't seem like this is a huge... Is there anything in this corner?
Nope. Nothing to be seen.
Alright. Do we want to try and go past these trees?
Oh, we don't realize that there's a creature in there, so I think we would.
Yeah, that is meta knowledge, so I think we would try to...
I feel like Alec already has a hand on the first tree, saying hello.
Yeah.
And what Alec notices, and you know what, I'll go ahead, I'll just pull your minis in to make life a little easier here. Bam. What Alec notices as he sets a hand on that tree, as sad as it is of a thing to see, you feel no life in the bark, as it seems as though the tree has, just recently, in fact, died.
Oh.
You notice all the trees here are, in fact, quite dead.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, they're about to get buried anyway, so...
Now I want a puppy.
Same.
So, just when you said that it's recently died, it still has all its needles and stuff?
Yep.
It's just as though the trunk suddenly...
Up and healed. For some strange reason.
Well, that's not right.
Jillian, you also have the best playing buddy.
Yeah, seeing both of them makes me want
it's-
one.
It's
Sorry.
great because he's asleep. So no, you don't need to apologize, Dan. I think we started talking at the same time.
That is awesome, Jillian.
Just give him a little beef stick and get him settled in, and then he's good to nap for the rest of the afternoon. He's been sleeping a lot during the day. Doesn't like the heat.
No one likes the heat. Heat's awful.
I turned the AC on and hooked the fan up to the exterior window while we're on lunch break. Oh, I'm so happy to have the basement floor that's nice and cool. But I digress. So, as mentioned, these trees, which appear to have only recently died, as if whatever had provided them life was cut off. And when I say recent, I mean within the last hour or two. Alec can't really pinpoint it, but you get that feeling as if someone just chopped the roots off of it.
Oh.
Was it
Maybe
us
that
turning
was
off
us.
the ceiling?
Or chopping through that wall.
The wall that did not cry when it was cut through. And, as a thought, the walls that don't cry as the ceiling collapses on them.
We also killed the thing. That's sad. Sad.
If Alec wants, or anybody for that matter, you can do a survival check to try to pinpoint exactly when these trees died.
I was gonna say I would knock on him, see if I can do something, but his shoulders probably slump.
With a 16 on the survival check, because high level play, gotta love it. It's like, they need to get at least a 15. A 15 is considered difficult. Alex, like, I got a 3. It's like, haha, well, you don't. It's a 16. Okay. Pardon me. Judging by the rate of decay, you could say no. It wasn't changing the ceiling that seems to have killed them. They died shortly before that, a little bit before that. But they were already gone when that was happening. Something else seems to have triggered that. However, I will say, with that survival check as you're looking around and checking on the wall even, indeed, the tree that provides the ice to this maze is also dead.
How the fuck did we kill the maze?
So much for that meta knowledge of living trees being on the map waiting for you.
Yeah.
DM's like, oops, I'm supposed to delete that.
I wonder.
You don't think it was like
The man in the wall?
the man in the wall or something cliche like music is life?
I was gonna. That was my assumption.
I mean, music is life.
Yeah, when we stopped the violin, did we kill it?
He had some kind of magical force field around him, and he said Mobius not found, and maybe he was, if he was at the heart of the maze, maybe it was powering it somehow.
So maybe he was literally the heart of the maze?
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh.
And just,
I'll start playing that song on his violin.
I'll throw up a little
And see what happens.
because when I heard that, this is immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, that's absolutely her.
I'll throw that one up in the Oopsie. I don't know who Mo's digital
Yep.
potential is, but I just googled and found you, Mo. Thank you very much for the awesome picture. Exactly what I was looking for. So,
Alec will see if there's any like, I don't know, seedlings or something that are on the edge of the trees that you can grab.
as you reach up your hands and you start giving the branches a check, as you're looking through them, Bellamy starts up with her rather wonderful song that we all might recall. The nice little
Yeah.
I'll try to keep the volume down on that. And as she does this, in fact, you notice the branches of the trees shifting and pulsating, responding to the music, but not in any way that would be good at all. As you see their twisted, darkened remains shifting, warping, as the trees in undeath come back to life.
Hey,
Bad
what
trees,
the fuck was
bad
off?
trees, bad trees.
Oh dear. Oh no, I stopped playing.
It's too late now.
Bellamy cuts the music, but unfortunately, as the four trees limber back to undeath, they lurch forward, seeking
God.
revenge against those who cut them down.
Damn.
Why did it not work? I clicked on everyone and I said, let's go combat mode now.
Do we roughly know how long ago we like how many in-game hours it's been since we got the violin? Because I used that gift of alacrity and it lasts 8 hours.
Oh,
But
it's past that. You're almost to the point that you get in a long rest at this point. Let me say, second here, I had to hit F5 because when I put you all into combat state, nothing happened. I've noticed Foundry's been a little cranky. Did I just double up the combat instead?
I don't see combat yet.
I don't see any
but it's
doubles.
not letting. I need to refresh. I'm gonna be a moment.
You may need to hit F5 at this point to bring yourselves back into the game.
Can do.
Yeah, I tried to roll initiative, and it's like, nope, you're not allowed. So.
I'm gonna roll in my trees. It doesn't seem to be updating.
Yeah, I've had that song stuck in my head for like ever.
It's a good song.
It's so catchy.
I'd ask you if you could link where you found it, because I think you've done it in the past, but I can't remember, because I'm thinking like I've talked about this in the past, but I've actually gone and done it. I might have a certain encounter planned with a certain special kind of spider in the future for my players, and it'd be fun to have a little tune like to draw them in.
The nice thing is they're very much to the point of, hey, use this, just make sure you credit us. It's in the same spot. I'll slap up. Actually, I'll put it in the off-topic general, so you've got a link. I also put it as a link on the game where you guys met that dude. And let me see here, because the game's being wonky.
Yeah, it's currently blank for me. I'm just giving it some time to load in. What's it called? I try to credit like anything, because like I use pictures and music and stuff from, you know what I mean, like other sources on the internet. So I try to be like, yeah, this is where I got these things. Like,
my rule is simple: if you put a signature or a copyright somewhere on there, expect me to respect that.
Yeah. Don't edit out the artist's signature. That's really crude.
That's like grade 7 all over again. I made this picture, haha. Now, I did do the refresh. I was having some issues getting things to roll in, and it's not refreshing correctly. So since everyone just jumped, I'm gonna just quickly relaunch Foundry.
Oh, it just actually started loading for me.
Oh, it's not refreshing. I reloaded in, but it's not taking changes.
Oh, okay.
So I have to relaunch.
Okay.
So give me a second here.
Yeah. I think this huge, like, I know that, I don't know if maybe when you reworked stuff for the maze, if that fixed it, but I remember that, like, there were Firefox was popping errors with this map because of the size of it. Oh, yeah. It might be that this is, if that's still the case, that just might be that this is kind of like a little too much for Foundry to handle.
Let's see here.
You just let us. Do you want to just let us know whenever it's all up and running? Because I just fully exited Foundry because I wasn't having any luck with it either.
Rather than have you jumping in and out, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, thank you.
It generally loads quick on my side, but you know, I say generally because it takes a single hiccup. It's interesting. Things aren't refreshing correctly. I know that's this system being a pain. Weird. I'll just have to hit F5 after a while. And everybody feel free to jump back in. There's not much I'm going to be able to do to make it not be a pain. It looks like there might be a break somewhere in Foundry. And once you've rolled your initiatives, you might need to
It's all Dan's fault.
Might like, Courtney, I see your initiative went in. You got a 17. My 4 trees did really bad. But it's weird that the combat encounter is not updating very quick. Oh, it does if I do a pop-up onto a pop-out with it. Look at that. But the one inside the screen isn't updating. Oh well.
Alright, so are we able to refresh now?
Yep, feel free to jump in, so it should work. I just
Eventually.
believe there's an actual problem with Foundry itself, unfortunately.
What version of Foundry are you on?
The most recent, 0.86.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on 0.87 myself, apparently.
I'm only guessing.
I just went to go check.
0.87. 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, apparently 0.88 is available.
Yeah, we're on 0.88, the most recent version. I always go with whatever's most recent. Works better that way with modules.
Yeah, because they update their modules, and if you update your stuff, it might, yeah.
That's interesting. It seems to lock it into a single shot mode. We'll have to see. It's because combat hasn't actually begun.
Interesting. Apparently, I brought up the patch notes because I was curious. Apparently, HTML sanitization now allows for a number of additional HTML elements and attributes, including iframe, audio, and video.
There we go. Now it's working.
So, I was wondering if you could integrate, what's it called? You could integrate video into Foundry.
You can, but it's a big draw. You gotta be really careful with it. You can set up web movies and such, but it's a big drain. Because then it comes from you to all the other players and streams from there. So it's I've done a few tricky things like that in the past, but they put a lot of drain on the computers that are running it.
You're probably better off embedding YouTube, and even then, like, I try to keep the size of like things small so that I'm not like making people download tons and tons of stuff, right? Alright, so I've got my sidebar. It hasn't, wait, maybe am I just in a black zone? I don't know. Because I see my cursor and it's a black screen, right? But I do have the sidebar and I do have all the elements, so...
I did a shift pull to bring you to where the center of the map would be. Probably just haven't loaded, just give it a few minutes.
Yeah, no, it looks like the map just hasn't loaded. I just wasn't sure, right? Like, I was like, I didn't want to feel silly, like, going, like, it still hasn't loaded for some reason. It just turned out I was, like, in the fog of war.
I'm just updating the start point so everyone's near the middle.
Huh.
Oh. Alright.
Not a good day for initiatives, except for Flux, who has scorched it to the top of the ranks with what? Did you roll a 20, Jillian? I only say that because Dex is...
I did.
Yeah, you did. That's so nice. Oh, you're going to get to kill some things.
The combat tracker is not completely loaded for me as a... Oh, there it is. There it is.
Don't mind me. I'm just moving minis a little closer because I was pretty sporadic in how I set them up. But I know you'd be a little closer to combat than that.
Hey, I have...
Sticking your where it's at.
I think my copy is underneath somebody or something at the moment. It's under the sword, apparently.
I'm just squeezing you all a little close so you don't have far to go because, well, you all stay close. Alrighty, and leading the initiative order is Copy Isaac.
Yep.
Oh, copy Isaac.
Why did you roll so many times?
So many times, what?
Yeah, I see 3 different initiative rolls for Isaac.
Isaac,
one for you,
Isaac
and then 2 for your copy.
Oh, yeah, the copy, I don't know why it rolled twice. I can, if you want to adjust to the 16, which looks like the first roll, that's fine with me. I clicked it twice. I clicked once on each of my Isaacs.
Yep, so give me a second, I'll switch that down to the 16.
But Copy Isaac should move because we've got two people in the same square right here.
Before you can drag them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Wow, this thing is really slow to update the actual combat window. There we go. Maybe it's because they added the extra encounter now. Alrighty, so then, Flux, you're up first.
With Lulu pushing or pulling me, how much movement do I have?
You've got about half movement because of that. Not
I have
Nimbar.
half with Lulu pushing?
If I'm correct, not Nimbar doesn't actually take up a space, does he?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. He's not actually in combat, so I'm just gonna like shove him over there if that's fine.
Sure.
Because he doesn't actually do anything during combat since he can't interact. So you know,
I mean, theoretically, I could use him to cast spells
Okay.
from.
if you want to, but he's not rolling into the combat though, right? Or would he? Just is an extension.
He's an extension of me. He takes the
15.
turn with me.
That set you up nicely there. As Flux rushes in.
It's as far as I can go. I'd go further, but I can't.
Yep.
By flanking with Bellamy? Is that where she is?
She's kind of stuck in with the tree at the moment because, well, she was right in the middle of the brambles. It wouldn't count as flanking.
Planning on trying to climb it, but then they came alive.
Yep. You're kind of stumped.
Doesn't
for
count
it,
as
right?
flanking?
Nope, not for this one. She's kind of stumped. If anything, she'd be
Oh,
close
okay.
to grapple, but there's no negative effect for her. She's in a very odd position that normally you
Oh,
can't be in, and
shit.
she's occupying something else's space. It'll have to be changed.
Forgot to hit I forgot the VTT button, but I rolled the 31 to hit and 20 damage with two-handed for the Blade of Avernus. I can take a picture of it if you want.
So long as you didn't roll a 1. What's your pluses total? I think
I
you
didn't.
might-
I'll show it to. I took a picture. I'll put it in Discord.
Perfect.
I did hit VTT, but it was before it loaded, so it didn't recognize it as a VTT page.
Let's see here. Where is that? I'm just trying to bring up your weapon back down here because I want to check it myself. Blade of Avernus, there we go. Yeah, it gets a plus 16 to the swing. You're literally swinging out of a tree. Given its size, you know the AC is going to be pretty low. So, like I say, unless you roll a 1, hint, hint, you pretty much can't miss these things. They have very low AC, as you can tell as your blade slices into the tree. However, they're tough as nails. They have some health. So, you go ahead and roll up your damage on that. And that's two-hand with the blade of a
It was 20. I sent a picture to Discord.
Oh. Let me just...
It's in Discord because I like I said, I kind of messed it up a little bit, but
20
it should be
points
in.
With the reset, yeah, it was positive, so...
Yeah.
20 points of damage as you slice against the trunk of the tree, leaving a nice gash, which bleeds sap.
Ugh.
Oh, it's getting all sappy on us.
Do it again.
William rolls a 19.
That's a crit for the Blade of Avernus, I think. Am I getting it mixed up with one of my other magical blades?
Let me double check.
You know what? I think I'm thinking of the Sword of Kos.
I think he gets this.
Probably.
Yeah, no, that's just a regular one. Yeah. So it's 15 damage because I'm using two hands.
Yep. And I was just double checking on it.
I'll do it one more.
The worst is now you'll know if I've messed up the math. Oof. Okay. Today is not Jillian's day for dice rolls, because that's an ungodly amount of ones that you roll.
I
I
like this
haven't gotten a lot of ones.
The wah-wah kicks in. That one
Yeah.
ricochets off its hide.
I am gonna throw my dancing sword
Alright. So it starts floating for you. I'll
and
bring that over here. Oh god. Well, that's a 20.
ooh, that's a crit.
35 points.
So does this count? So there's a thing with slasher with this. So let me reread it. When you score a critical hit that deals slashing damage to a creature, you grievously wound it. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls.
Oof.
Oh, nice.
Flux really is drawing sap from the tree. One of the limbs cracks under the weight of the shock, giving it disadvantage until it does something to fix that. Or, sheds. I don't know. We'll figure that one out, but ouch. You've hammered the tree at this point.
Its movement speed is also reduced by 10 feet, for what it's worth.
Oh god. Let's put a -10 in then for the speed. There we go. They don't move very far now.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's the end of my turn. I will hit the button as soon as I switch over.
Quick question. Did that... oh, never mind. Never mind, don't mind me.
Not really.
Answer my own question.
Oh, did I just... Ooh, did
No
I...
worries.
Sorry. I ended your turn by accident, Kieran. I did not mean to do that.
Is it my turn right now? Because my tracker's showing Bellamy right now.
I did
Yeah,
did
because
that. 1 second.
I skipped you by accident.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
I thought the end turn... I thought the end turn only worked for me, and I didn't hear any kind of response when I clicked it the first time, so I clicked it again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I just skipped Kieran.
I didn't get any of the. I didn't get any of the the pop up like the thing saying your turn or the sound or anything like that. So I didn't
they're
see
still
like.
present. We may have kicked out just because we skipped over and came back. I don't know.
I'm a step up, and let's see. I need a ruler for a moment. Perfect. So, in this space, I guess, because that would hit all 4 of these and not Flux. I am going to cast via my staff. Here it is. Seventh level Fireball. So DC 19 Dex save or take 36 if they succeed. I mean, assuming no other reductions, obviously, and 18 if they succeed, right? So. Not the best roll, but whatever.
Alright, because I don't have my group throw on here. The fireball erupts in the middle of the trees, sending a shockwave of smoke and flame. The damage is severe as the trees are hit, igniting them, and you see them screaming and retching in pain. I wonder if this will actually work for that stat since it's a little one. Well, maybe good. Yay.
-72.
And unfortunately, that does kill one tree, the one that was blocking Bellamy's movement, but fortunately now is not. Because since it's dead, it's just a corpse that sort of falls. If a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to see it live or die, does it make a sound? Yes, indeed. Smash.
Crunch.
Alrighty. Anything else for your turn, Kieran?
I will back up. That will be my turn. So go to turn tracker, and I'll hit end turn, and hopefully that worked right. Okay, good.
Bellamy's turn.
Is up.
And I'm going to see if I can't shimmy this just a little, and there. Now you're on top.
My tracker's actually still on the wrong location too. So I don't know.
I would be surprised. The tracker's really messing up. I'm gonna have to look at what add-ons might be affecting that, but it's more or less working. Kieran, if you want, if you right-click on the fist icon, it'll give you a pop-up for the tracker. That one might work better for you.
It's still showing the incorrect thing. It's showing it's copy Isaac's turn past Bellamy now, which isn't obviously.
I had to refresh my page again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 5. I'll have 5 since my turn's done. Hopefully it'll be done. It'll be back before copy Isaac. Yeah.
Bellamy, as you stand upon the corpse of your defeated enemies with a look of pride on your face. Because the tree's dead that you were climbing, so now it's like a log.
Oh god.
Okay, so... Okay, so I can get down here to this one. Token, can you move? Move,
Maybe
dude.
sticking you since you're on a token, so you just shimmy your 1 square.
Okay, now let's try. It like won't let me move her.
You're logged in as Jade. Dan, are you there?
Yeah.
Are you logged in?
Yeah.
Where? You're on top of you. Okay, I just saw Jade popping on top of Bellamy for a second there. I don't actually see Bellamy logged in then. Just in case, because I saw Jade's token there. Tap F5. You might be disconnected out. Oh, there we that's Isaac coming back in. I just noticed down on the bottom left, no Bellamy.
My F5 button doesn't do anything.
Oh, can you reload the page? Or just click on the bar and hit enter to go to the page address again or something like that? F5 is usually your reload. Because it looks
Yeah, it
as though
just brings up that like double screen thing.
It might be function keyed.
Yep.
If it's on a laptop, I hate that they do that. Like,
It's a nice switch in the BIOS to flip them over. Falls to your personal preference. My wife loves it, I hate it, you know. It's how it goes.
I play StarCraft. I need to have it set by default to the function keys.
Okay, well, while I slowly load in, I was just gonna move down to the lower tree.
Now, does Bellamy have anything to get around the movement effects that we had for the ice? Or are you limited to half movement like the rest of them?
Oh, great reminder. Dang. Don't want to use it. So I'm at half movement.
So you'd be able to get 15 feet, which would bring you pretty much right beside Flux. Unless you used your action to dash, then you could move 30, but you wouldn't be able to do anything else really with your turn.
Almost loaded in. Is there any tree that I can get to with my movement?
From where you started, if you took 10 steps, 10 foot to the right, the other tree that's here you could do. That one's within range of you and being able to attack it.
Oh, okay, I'm back in.
Perfect.
Okay, I can go that way.
I'm going to
Okay.
go ahead and delete that off the map since I still have an actual physical tree under it. You know, with the movement being so limited on this plane of ice.
There we go. Now I can move. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. How bad does the tree look?
Well, you
Like,
can see it. If you hover over it, it'll tell you that it's injured. You can also see there should. Do you see the count of damage on the bottom right?
oh yeah.
But I don't know if you see a health bar on it.
I don't see a health bar, but I
Good.
see like minus 72.
I see the health bar as DM, which helps me out, but I don't show it to players because I find that's too much. But you have an idea of what condition it is in. It is injured, and so far 72 damage has been done to it.
We know the other one died at like negative 139 damage, so we can estimate that it's at the very least half dead.
Okay. Then I am going to do oh, I didn't even have to get that close to it. I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Killer. And it has to make a wisdom save. And it can if it doesn't succeed. Okay, so it takes full damage, and then where on a fail, yeah, at the end of each of the target's turn before the spell ends, so 1 minute, target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage.
So Bellamy walks over to the tree and waves a hand Jedi style in front of it and just says, fear. And she puts the fear of Asmodeus into that tree. You can see as the nightmares take over, its branches grabbing either side of its once powerful head as it shakes around in fear, taking 26 points of psychic damage. And not looking forward to when it has a turn coming up, as it's beginning to look fairly hurt.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Oh,
I did hit the end, but I don't know if it did anything.
It did. It popped over to Isaac's turn.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Isaac's turn.
Yeah.
Just gonna finish it with a fireball?
Unfortunately, Copy Isaac does not have Fireball prepared right now. Fireball came from the staff.
Okay, fair.
But perhaps instead, let's do a little rollering here. That would hit these two. If I do a diagonal line like that, I can hit these two without hitting her, which is the ideal. Don't like to hit my party members with spells. It tends not to. Well, one, it doesn't help us win. Two, it doesn't tend to make people happy. He's gonna come in and he's gonna cast. I'll cast this out of.
And how
Isaac's
far can he move? Coming back
30
from
feet.
here?
5, 10, and if that's he has the Ring of Freedom movement right now, so
Okay.
5, yeah. See, he'll cast. I'm just gonna bring this up on Isaac's own sheet because it's easier this way. 3rd level. Let's just make sure I'm not taking up a spell slot. Okay, perfect. 3rd level, lightning bolt to hit the one next to Bellamy and the one in the far end. So that did not attach. Give me a second. Parallel. Oh, I that's right. I hit at 5 when I. So that's a DC 19 or take 20 on a. On a successful save.
And as your lightning bolt crackles through, it destroys the first tree, breaking it clear in half, like a true bolt of lightning hitting a tree, carrying through to the second, which thankfully was grounded, as the electricity sparses through the roots, though still heavily damaged by your attack.
And then Copy Isaac's gonna run. Let's see, he moved 5, 10. 5, 10. You know what? He'll stay there, yeah, because he doesn't have that much movement. So, and that'll be Copy Isaac's turn. So Nimbar, I guess.
Okay.
And how, pray tell, was Nimbar moving? He was using what manner of spells, presently keeping him as a tiny creature and floating around?
Is Isaac still concentrating on the reduce or not?
No, he wouldn't. Actually, no, there's no reason why he would have broken concentration. He hasn't needed to use concentration on anything else yet.
Yeah, so reduced person and mage hand. So we're just going to move
And who's running the mage hand?
Nimbar himself.
Okay.
Hence why he can move himself this turn.
Yep.
So we're just gonna go there. They don't look super healthy. That one looks kind of dead. Let's go ahead. We're just gonna toll the dead on this one, but it's on dead, so it's gonna do psychic damage.
Man,
DC 25.
Scribe is so cool.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All that dead.
Alright, as it takes 18 points of damage. And it's still alive. Well, figuratively anyway, it's still undead.
Bonus action. Do I have anything worth doing as a bonus action? Not really, so that'll be my turn.
Alright. Jade. Jade moves into position against the southern tree. And yeah, it's gonna be a hit. I mean, you may not have that plus 16 to Jillian swinging around like there's no tomorrow, but it's still broadside of a barn with their sort of AC, you know what I'm saying?
I'm at a plus 14.
Oh, yeah, you're still kicking some ass. It's just hard to compete with that high strength. But that's, you know, fighters, it's what they do. They kick ass and they kill things. So, 12 points of piercing damage flat from Honeysickle. Oh. Give me 1 second. The game just jumped on me a little. I accidentally rolled his health. So that was 12 points of damage from Honeysickle for the base. You got anything else to add on top of that?
No.
Alright. So that's a clean shot with Honeysickle.
And that's my turn.
And now it's the big bad undead tree's turn, which roars as it leans back, rising up its arms. As it slams hard, swinging at you. Alright, does a 22 hit?
No.
How about a 23?
No.
Then both of its slams sail clean over your head.
I have the shield of the hidden lord in offhand, so I have a 25 AC.
Ah, there you go.
That's
Nice.
why I could. That's why I only made the one attack.
Alright. So the tree fails to hit you as it swings. And that's it for its turn. Which now means it's the next undead tree's turn, which roars with anger as it raises its branches towards its other fallen brother, and as it yells, "Arise!" Well, in Druidic no less. So the only one who can pick that one up is Alec. As one of the undead trees, one of the trees nearby rises up and joins in the fray. Very nice.
A different icon now.
Wow, this thing is being really shot. There we go. But that's it for that undead tree's turn. Alec's turn.
I feel like I've seen one of them before.
And it does remind you of your friend, except it seems to move aimlessly, groaning and moaning without any true semblance of what would seem to be intelligence.
Yeah. I think Alec will look at the newcomer and go, I fucking think not. And cast Blight on it.
On which one? The one here?
The
new one.
you did.
Alright, so you go ahead.
I did the same as everyone else. I forgot to click the D&D Beyond button.
Throw a picture up in Discord.
I clicked the pop-up away, I think.
Or is that one of the responsive ones?
It might be in the game log. Let me check. I can't see it anywhere.
I'm just bringing it up in the chat.
Right. I think I can put the text up without casting the spell slot again.
Oh, shoot, sorry. I did that.
Alright, cool.
I just left it private by accident. Let me do a quick con save for the Treant. Which it fails.
So I think it does max damage if it fails, which is...
Oh, and even it would have made the saving throw with disadvantage and max damage, yeah. Plant creature or magical plant makes a saving throw and max damage. So what's the damage calculation for that one?
I cast it at 4th level, so it's 8d6.
Whoa, boy!
8d8 is what it's showing me.
Yeah, sorry, 8d8. Yep,
Oh,
sorry,
that's even more.
I misread that.
So that's a guaranteed 64 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Because it just deals max automatically. Fortunately for it, that's just not enough to outright kill. If I did my math right in my head. There we are. As the Treant is now sitting badly injured with 64 points of damage from the blight set on it by Alec.
And I'll bonus action to transform into my archer form, and I'll move further in to the thing, the place, and that'll be my turn. End turn.
Just like that. Into a full constellation. I mean, that's for you now, but I was really quick in grabbing one, so you know.
Yeah.
It works.
It was either that or a dude holding a squirrel, so I mean... like I ain't kidding, that's it. The only other thing I found was a dude holding a squirrel. I'm gonna put it up anyway just because it's awesome. And it's again from some dude's deviant art, so I'll leave that up, I suppose. But it's just some dude holding a squirrel with a stick. Love it. Oh, sorry, I did that twice. Love it. And anything for Cumshank's turn?
he's gonna go invisible and hide in its true fashion. I forgot we were both one after the other.
And he's chill, relaxing, and happy. Nimbar. Copy Nimbar, anyway. Your turn.
Alright. So... let's see. 5, 10, 15. Sorry, when walking on the wall, how far can he move again?
Well, if you're on the wall, you're in an awkward situation where diagonals don't really help you since you have to get around the post.
Yeah.
And it's your base movement speed, isn't it? Your climb speed?
Okay. I'm just wondering if there's any difficult terrain or anything like that.
No, not specifically for this area.
Okay.
Just the usual stuff. The ice itself on the floor sucks.
Okay, so we'll just wrap around.
5, 10, 15. Sadly, you have to take the extra steps when wrapping around the corner while climbing because
Yep.
you can't take the diagonal. That's just too overpowered at that point.
Yeah, no.
But with 25 feet, you're standing there now, so you're pretty good. Because that's your movement, too. I'm curious now, though. It's Cloak of Arachnia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, climb speed equal to walking speed. I was curious how that would work.
Now I can't. Nimbar definitely can't cast fire versus these. That's just too anti.
Anti-Nimbar.
Yeah. But he can cast Acid Arrow. We're going to shoot this one here.
As you attempt to fire Melf's Acid Arrow. Oh, right, wrong edition. As you attempt to fire just Acid Arrow. Unfortunately, you rolled a 1. And I mean, the sad thing is, it still hits the target. I just can't let it do any damage. Like, pops into the edge of the corner of one of the tree's branches, which just breaks and falls off, and you're like, oh, damn it! That was a good shot.
Lulu, stay hit.
She's giving a flap of her ear. She's like, oh, you wasted my good rhubarb on that. I was going to use that later, but no, we have to do a spell slot. Let me take a look at Lulu's features as it's getting close to the end of the day. You're 4 hours away from being able to take another long rest. How's she looking for spells? Yeah, she got some cures. Anybody hurt?
Only
Got a
emotionally.
little. She flaps her little wings,
I'm a
brings
walker,
herself
but
in.
not very.
Oh yeah, look at that stuff. You're more hurt. Sorry, Jade.
No worries. I only have like 200 healing potions here somewhere.
Cure Wounds isn't the most impressive of cure spells on the market anymore. So she's
Yeah.
gonna use that. Just give me a second here. Huh, look at that. Perfect number. You regain 7 hit points as Lulu floats over to where you are, pops down on top of your character's head, and cures you. Literally with, oh, there you go. Before flying back. Oh, I see.
Thanks,
John back.
Lulu.
That's correct. Lulu gives you the wing.
Yep.
Like, oh, it's all good. I'm the best. Oh.
Yeah, the first one was really bothering me. I couldn't think of the name, which is why I don't use the log.
The other one I think is from DeviantArt, so I don't even know if that's going to be on a card. But the way things go now, it's hard to tell. They used to be
That
too big
one,
for
I
Dragon Ball
don't
Super
think
Intro,
so, because the squirrel is what throws me off there. I don't think
squirrel is
that's an
awesome.
actual. I fully agree with you, and I love the squirrel, and that's what makes the second one so much better.
All right.
But it's not.
So then, Flux, and it rolls back around to your turn. You may not have an axe, but you can chop a tree down with a sword for sure. Though you probably do have an axe. But you know what I mean. You're up, Jillian. What's the plan? Who's gonna take a sword to the face? You might be on mute, Jillian. I ain't hearing nothing.
Let me check.
I think Fergus tackled her. Go save her. I love that dog. It's so cute.
Facts.
We're also almost there on time, but as you can tell from these numbers, we're almost there on the fight too, so that works well. Oh, okay, I see your position being there on the map, Jillian. Well, I can't actually hear anything from Jillian, but I do see you're making rolls and attacks. But did my Discord cut out? Give me one
Yeah, I haven't said anything yet.
Oh,
I was
perfect.
just doing my thing.
Just wanted to make sure. I was starting to get paranoid. Don't mind me.
I was a little dozy. I was listening to what you guys were saying, but I didn't realize it was my turn.
That's the problem with having your dog cuddling in your lap or near you. You're gonna get comfy, and that's gonna
Yeah.
be it.
Yeah, I also had a rough night last night. I didn't sleep very well, so I'm a little bit extra tired.
Oh, that's crappy. I'm very
Oh,
much a
it's
guy who
alright.
loves sleep, so when I hear those things happen, it makes me very sad. That being said,
Yeah.
Flux is doing some nice damage as she swings twice into the tree with the blade of Avernus. Doing some massive damage. 15 and 16 points from your first two hits.
It's still up though?
Oh, it's still standing. It's looking
Okay.
fairly injured, near death in fact. Same with the other tree. As you swing in for 20 more points of damage. You're somewhat surprised that it's still standing. You don't understand how it has any health left. It's holding on by, you're certain at this point, single digits. Flux is like, forget it, let's just finish this tree. Time to critical it up with thorns dancing thunder. Spins through the air with the majesty is Flux with a little bit of a cranky look. Just as that thing, all legendary warriors, they hold up like two fingers and then point them towards themselves and the sword flies right at her. Into the back of the tree. Splits it clear down the middle. Dead. As, your sword absolutely positively murders it. Is that 30 points of damage from one hit? Very nice. And we're gonna go ahead and mark that tree as dead. And remove it from the combat order.
That's the end of my turn.
Finished it. Alrighty. Isaac's turn. Now we have remaining an undead tree and a treant.
I'm gonna step forward a bit. You know what? Let's keep this nice and simple this turn. I'm gonna cast Firebolt on the near dead one.
Alrighty. So you go ahead and launch your firebolt.
On the roll. Oh god. Really?
It's been a game of extremes so far.
It really has.
Yeah.
Everyone's rolling 1s or 20s. Like, this is great. Sorry, Kieran.
The
Alright.
dice, the dice take it away.
Yeah, they sure do. Alright, I guess I'll take a step back and that'll be my
fire would
turn.
have hurt its ass. Like,
Oh, yeah!
I'm gonna go pull that one off the map so it's out the way. And now for Big Bad Mr. Treon's turn, who's going to roar profusely as it lumbers forward 5, 10 feet, bringing its arms down towards Alec as it attempts to slam you. Does a 47 hit?
47?
God.
16 for the first one, that's definitely a miss. However, the second attack, you see the skill and patience of the years that a tree grants as he swings a 26 at you. That's gonna be a hit.
Yep.
And as this tree slams into you, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Bark
What would that
tearing
be? Halved?
Well, if you're looking at half, you're going to be looking at 8 for that one.
Okay, because my starry form, I have resistance to like slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing.
Perfect. And it's non-magical damage, even though it's a magical tree. So, there you go. You only take 8 points as it slams you. Your starry form positioning yourself well for the attack. And that's it for the Treon's turn. Bellamy, you are up, and I will point out, thanks to the rage and thanks to Jade being on the other side, attacks made against the Treon to your south will be an advantage given your present position.
Tight! Okay. That's only melee attacks though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You have other problems attacking in close range with a ranged attack, unless it's a spell attack. Things get wonky.
Yeah. What's he doing? 64. I think that I'm going to do a 5th level inflict wounds.
You hit the Treant with it, or you hitting the undead tree with it?
Yeah. The Treant.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I just try. Ooh. 45 points of necrotic damage. As it is... What is this? A 27? That's a hit. Melee spell attack against the creature you can reach. So Bellamy literally just stretches a hand out, puts it on the back of the tree and says, no. And it starts to rot.
Yeah. Basically.
Adding to the blight left behind. Oh, right. Dean, I have to roll for the blight, don't I?
I think it's a one and done.
Is it one and done or is it every turn? I'm just scrolling back a little.
Pretty sure
yes.
it's one and done.
One and done, my bad. Okay, just wanted to make sure, because there's been a few that lasted. So then, 45 points of necrotic damage to the tree.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna use a bonus action to use my channel divinity to get a spell slot back.
Very nice.
And that's my turn.
Copy Isaac's turn as the simulacrum steps up to the plate.
Okay. Well, guess what I'm doing?
Gonna cast
I will
magic
be
missile
shot.
into the darkness. Sorry.
Been there, done that.
Why did it not do the attack roll? Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Right,
The numbers
alright.
are just close.
Yeah. Did that hit?
You're shooting the treant, or are you shooting the undead tree?
Sorry, I was doing the same, like shooting the same guys last time, basically.
The undead tree.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a hit on the undead tree as your firebolt soars through the air, igniting its form on fire. It roars and recoils badly as its arms throw up in the air, and unfortunately, that is enough to kill the undead tree dead. Deader than
Said unfortunately.
Yeah. I say unfortunately because it was my monster. It makes me sad. players are like, that makes no sense, don't do that. However, better than that, as that happens, you notice the treant, who is standing against the party, grumbles and groans as he slowly sinks forward, turning back to a block of wood. Roots sink into the ground, but with nothing to grab. The tree restores itself to its quite dead situation as combat comes to a close.
That was something, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
As you peer around, you can still see the corpses of these trees. Undead wood. Dead wood. Oh my word. Undead wood everywhere in the room now. Destroyed at your feet. A number of paths still lie before you. To the south, you can peer, well, from Flummonoxus's gaze, which works perfect because I accidentally ran her through it, what appears to be the skeletal remains of a large dragon. In the opposite direction in the south, you see 3 paths you can take. To the north, even, the path continues on. Which way the party goes, however, I'm just going to bring this mind back into there. Well, we'll have to find out next week because we're just about out of time for today. And don't mind me, I am just updating the initial view. This might cause your game to disconnect and reconnect. When we jump back in next week, we'll pick up essentially where we left off. But that's a good amount scoped through. And let me just look at the clock. Yeah, it's 4:16 in the morning. You'll be eligible for a long rest in another 4 hours. Though, with the ceiling collapsing in, one might wonder what would happen if you just sat around for 8 hours.
Get very cold.
Yeah.
Very, very cold.
Be a chilling experience.
However, what Courtney might be noticing on the map right over here. You all see that?
Okay.
No, I just see a wall.
I see a wall.
A small little piece of white right here?
Nope.
No, it's just black wall.
Oh, good. Usually you'd see the very edge. All I'm basically saying is, that's the top right corner of the maze. Fun meta knowledge for you.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. So we can just cut our way out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You cut through the wall at the very edge of the maze and you find snow behind it. Remember, it's buried.
Yeah, but theoretically that's going to happen no matter where we go out.
Maybe, unless there's an actual exit somewhere in here that you might yet be able to make use of. At first you just thought, oh, it's a fun maze. Then I start collapsing it. Fun times. Well,
I think you need to learn. I think you need to look up the definition of fun.
I did. I think this maze is very much fun.
Classy mazes are not fun.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, I'm gonna cut it at that point for today then. That's a good spot to leave off. As mentioned, there is D&D next week and on the 1st, so the next 2 weeks. But on the 8th, 15th, and 22nd of August, nada. We got a 3-week break coming up. Vacay time. I got a buddy getting married on the 8th, so that's going to be good times. And on the 15th and 22nd, I mean, I'm just on vacation. And I think everyone's pretty much out on the 22nd, at least 3 of us. So. But we got 2 more weeks of games to see how far we can get through this maze. You never know, you might even make it out. But we will pick up more next week.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Good game,
awesome.
guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
good time.
Always a
Everyone
great time. Fun to play, everyone. Y'all have yourselves a good one, and I'll see y'all next week.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks for the game.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes.